Chat. I'm gonna try to bring the energy, you know. I'm gonna not really fake the reactions, but try to let them out a little bit harder than I otherwise would, because I need to make up for the fact that I'm really tired. I'm very tired, chat. I slept, oh, a few hours. I slept for a few hours. My eyes are so wrinkly, chat. Holy fuck. Get this man some wrinkle cream. If I, like, do this, we can't really tell, you know? Hi. Also, I feel like on camera, my irises are, like, really beady. I don't know. That's just me being self-conscious, chat, and hoping that you guys tell me that it's not like that. But, you know, I'll just have to tell myself. Balls. Mel, how's it going? We got a Mario Kart World Direct coming up soon. Starts at 9. I'm a little early, okay? I just wanted to make sure I got here, you know, before it was too late, because last Direct, the Switch 2 reveal, I was a little bit late, you know? Or that's the only reason I didn't go back to bed. I'm aware that's the only reason I didn't go back. Wait, aware of what? That I have eye bags? What, that the Switch reveal, or the Mario thing character is a thing? Hold on. Hold on. Chat. Most hated side character ever. Amber. She's a pretty likable character, I thought. I thought she was a pretty likable character. Yo, chat, I'm on the Enderman Sam account. What's happening here? Chat, 153 subscribers. No fucking way. Anyways, so, predictions, hopes, and requests. There's one thing I want. There's one thing I want more than anything. I don't think I'm gonna get it. There's one thing I want more than anything. I don't think I'm gonna get it, and I'm okay with it. It is Link. I want Link to come back to the game, alright? I think it's really cool that they put him in the first place. Really, really cool that Link was in Mario Kart 8, alright? I would love to see him again. I don't think Nintendo wants to go in that direction. I will settle for Petey Piranha. I love Petey Piranha, and I hope he's not big and clunky. I want to play as Petey Piranha and not be like, damn it, I can't fucking control my character because he's flying off the stage, because turning takes 9 goddamn business weeks, because he's the biggest motherfucker on earth. Okay? I want Petey Piranha, and I want to be able to play as him. That's all I want. That's all I want, chat. Otherwise, like, we're chilling. Luigi's already going to be in every Mario Kart ever, so I'm happy about that. Egad. Oh, I want Egad, and I want King Boo to have a variant where he looks like the Luigi's Mansion Boo. That's my wishes. I'd rather the King Boo thing more than Petey Piranha. I won't lie. All I want is Blue King Boo, because he looked awesome in that game. In those games, that series even. What am I trying to do here? I'm trying to turn on my RGBs. Check out my Xbox shirt on, so, like, you know, we're real ready for this presentation. You know, we're really on brand here. Got my big Xbox shirt. I got my Digimon cup. You know, all the boxes are ticked. I should probably find the funny little Nintendo channel, right? I can't find Nintendo. Hey, here it is. Here it is. It will begin shortly. Where let me show you guys this. Hey, here we are. Lads, what are your predictions? What are your hopes? Did you see? I didn't see shit. I didn't see a goddamn thing. Ice Cream Toadette. That's kind of funny. And Burger Toad. Well, hold on. Are these spoilers? Don't spoil Burger Toad for me. That'd be fucked up. The reaction's happening right now. What was I doing? Oh, chat, my YouTube short is at 2,000 viewers. Okay. Okay. We'll take it. I'll take it. That's pretty cool. I thought that'd be the worst performing one, because Emmy says fuck. I won't lie. I was fully convinced that would be the case. Like, can I show my studio? Can I just show my YouTube? 2.3K. Sure. Sure. This one didn't do good. 44 views. That's all right. We still love Sonya. She's a good streamer. But I mean, to be fair, it's not as good of a TikTok because I kind of clipped it a little weirdly, and the cropping was a little odd. But the Emmy one's really funny. The Emmy one is hilarious. Because, like, I also threw in her, like, freaking out over Mob of the Dead where she falls out of her chair. That is a hilarious clip. So, either way, thank you all for liking, commenting. I got a subscriber. That's crazy from that clip. Okay, I also got... I hit 150 before my birthday, which is really nice. That was, I think... a small streamer's chat. She was playing Tears of the Kingdom and like 100%ing it. And she was saying how she likes Sidon, and I told her that on my Tears of the Kingdom retrospective spoilers chat for like 5 years from now when that comes out. I told her that I call Sidon Sex instead of Sidon, like his name is just Sex. So I told her that. She's like, that's really funny. I'm gonna subscribe to you on my main account and my other account. And one of the viewers is like, I'm also going to subscribe to you for when that comes out. I'm like, hey, it's going to be a fucking while. It's only at Ocarina of Time. The Christmas special that hasn't fucking come out yet. So she's like, that's okay. I'm still going to sub for when it comes out. And I was like, goated. So yeah, 3 new subscribers that day. And then I think Shorts gave me another subscriber. And then another 2 subscribers. So shout out. Shout out. Yeah. Chat. I could get used to doing the TikTok thing, and not like in an excited way, but like, well, I'm excited because it's the right thing to do, and it's the smart thing to do. But I'm not excited because I don't want to do it. But it's not hard, you know? I think I want like good TikToks in Shorts and stuff, but I also want low effort. I think I'm hitting a good ballpark of, I'm gonna have DioChom do some high effort ones here and there. I'm gonna do my nice middle ground effort where we should be okay. Brother broke his phone apparently. Your brother broke his phone? Ooh, that's not good. That's not good. Bro, I want to fucking scream. Yeah, I saw your messages, Eagle. That's not fun. Look, try to put all your worries away. And just pray that Diddy Kong comes to the game. I don't know if that's actually your request or if you were joking last night, but let's pray Diddy Kong comes to the game. Chat. It's not even that. On top of that, oh fuck, what happened? What is it? Somebody start Twitter beef with you? I've been there. I can't buy the fucking beat. Wait, why not? That's fucked up. Chat. We only have... not long. We only have not long, chat. An error with the guy's payout method? Oh. I'm sure that could get sorted out. Why is Chicken Jockey in the chat? Drop the price? Chat, the people are speaking. Drop the price. It is bad. It is bad that everybody's chanting that. It's bad for Nintendo. Good for us. I don't think they're going to do anything about it. In fact, I think they're going to raise the price. There's some people in chat saying raise the price. I assume they're rage baiting. Drop the price, chat. I'll say it. Drop the price. I get it, chat. I get it. Times are tough. I want Nintendo to be profitable. That might sound weird. Why do I give a shit? I want them to not be rich. I want them to be rich, you know? I want them to be so profitable they never lay off anyone ever again. A project never gets canceled. Because chat, I won't lie. Here's the other end of the sword. If they drop the price, they will cancel projects. And that's not good. That's really bad. I think, though, $80 American for a game is ridiculous. I'm sorry. It just is. How much is that Canadian? I always wonder that. Until I see it on the store shelves, I'll still question that price. If that's how much it is Canadian. But all I have to say, they need to drop the price of these games, man. $80 Canadian, no. Fuck. $80 American? No. $89.99 Canadian, I feel like is... It sucks. But, like... It's the direction we were going. Right? 111? Really? Mel told me it was 120 plus tax. Unless you meant with, like after... Like, that's it after tax. 120-ish with tax, actually. Okay. I don't care about with tax, because that throws me off. 111... They'll probably round down to 110. Maybe not. Who fucking knows? American is 111 Canadian. Okay. It just sucks. Because we were, like... We just dipped our toes into... Everybody shut the fuck up. I can't hear it. My ears are gone. Chat. Oh, Kuichiro with a hat is probably just a costume, not a whole new character. I like that, though. Motocross Luigi, gotta love it. Oh, so you can use other costumes in other areas. That's good. That's actually fucking huge. That's definitely not the film costume.
Start your engines.
Whoa, how loud is it, chat? Is it too loud?
Mario Kart World game. Available exclusively on the Nintendo Switch 2 system.
Hell yeah.
What kind of races await you?
Fucking killed Yoshi.
In Mario Kart World, you'll aim for first place in each Grand Prix. But why stop there? Across cities, plains,
Moo Meadows,
a desert, and even
Big
the
Sam
ocean.
thing, that's crazy. Hey, Dave. Oh, everyone's gonna goon over it.
Everywhere in this fully interconnected world. Races are held on courses scattered throughout various regions that span this world. And you can freely drive between them.
Cool.
There's a lot in store, and we're only at the starting line.
Big dinosaur.
Let's introduce some of the courses.
We got our boy Wario, dude. We got the baby Mario, baby Luigi. I don't know if we knew that already. Yeah, we definitely did. Courses, come on, give me some new ones. Give me some old ones.
Courses are found throughout the world, inspired by their surrounding region.
DK Summit? No, that wasn't DK Summit, was it?
Let's take a look at some of the new courses to explore.
Say it ain't so, chat. We just had DK Summit. I love it.
And roads on Mario Brothers
This is cool. I like this one. It's usually grassy, but it's like this one's deserty to look like Mario one.
You can't miss it. See the sights and structures of Crown City.
How's the audio?
You can even soar in style down Main Street. Drift along the rapid waterways of Salty Speedway and make a splash around the city's canals. Stay cool on the snowy trails of Starview Peak.
That's a Galaxy reference, isn't it?
Just don't slip off while soaking up the scenery.
Chow, what could they reveal other than characters?
Showing at the ghostly movie theater Boo Cinema.
Courses, characters. That's all I can think of. Modes, I guess. Maybe battle mode.
Kind of drive-in theater.
Oh, interesting.
And in addition to lots of new courses, there's
lots of old
Factory.
Yeah, Toad's Factory. Peach Beach. What? Actually? Nah, dude, I love Peach Beach.
Nostalgic courses from past titles are also here, but now they're reimagined and spread throughout the world.
So is that dinosaur one actually from the GameCube?
The day or at night.
I think so. It's at the bottom down there. Characters. Come on.
Familiar characters like Mario.
Yeah.
Luigi.
I feel like
Peach.
we've seen so many. They have to show us more though, right?
And Yoshi.
They gotta have some tricks up their sleeve. Yo, shout out Yoshi.
New drivers like Goomba.
Big Goomba, let's fucking go. Fishbone.
Spike.
Shout out Spike. They're loving Spike lately. I get it.
More new racers are waiting.
That Lakitu looked cursed.
Select your character.
I don't like the whole costume thing. Why is it a different slot?
Then you're off to the races. Characters
That's really weird.
Each have different stats.
Fuck, characters have stats. That's okay. I figured.
Suits you.
They've done it every Mario Kart. No reason to get rid of that.
There are two main styles of race revving up in this world.
I suppose there's a custom logo on the side of your car because
it
they let you change it there. That's really cool.
In both modes,
I feel like Knockout Tour is gonna be a sleeper. I feel like it's really gonna pop off. Or it's another thing Nintendo's advertising that's not gonna be anything.
Look out for cars that shoot bullet bills.
I'm sorry, did they advertise characters like Mario, Luigi, and the other, like fucking Yoshi? That's lame. Show us the shit we weren't expecting. Although I did see the big bird. Return to Peak Factory, so true.
With Mushroom Cup.
KJ, I could see you being a Toad's Factory fan. Dude, look at Starview Peak. I want that shit. Is that dinosaur one really the GameCube one? I heard that all over Twitter. I don't know if it's true.
In Mushroom Cup,
this looks fun.
Racing around Mario Brothers.
I think it's gonna be my favorite mode.
While the second race will take you from Mario Brothers Circuit to Crown City.
Hell yeah.
For the first time, you'll need to drive yourself to the next course in Grand Prix.
Hell yeah,
So
very new
don't
this
sleep
though.
at the wheel.
As I'm saying, what could they show us? They already went to characters and hardly said anything.
Rumor has it that a certain colorful course will
What?
appear.
Ah, that's cool.
Next up is a new mode, Knockout Tour.
Oh, they're talking about
Go
Grand
around
Prix.
to ice
This is the
rallies
sleeper one I'm
and
talking about,
more.
chat.
These extended races take you from one end of the world to the other.
Really, really cool.
Get ready for a sprint. But you've got
New
to
characters?
place.
Is that the
You wanna
me or is
stay
that
in
Baby
the race.
Rosalina? That's Baby Rosalina. I saw a big helmet.
Speed towards checkpoints throughout the world. If you don't make the cut, you're out of the running.
Ooh, if you don't make the cut, we're fucking killing
Buckle
you.
up. The competition gets more intense as you
Oh, yeah,
close
Bowser
in
skin.
on the checkpoints. You've got to drive to survive in Knockout Tour.
What are they gonna
keep your eyes
show?
on the
Oh,
prize
probably like
and
missions
aim
and
for
bosses and
first
shit.
place.
That makes sense. Oh, look at that flag. It was all fiery. Items. Chat. This
Items
is
can
cool.
drastically change the
I
outcome
already
of a
seen
race.
most of it, though.
Here are some new items that'll help you out.
Cheap, cheap.
Coin shell. When
That's
you
cool.
throw a coin shell, coins will appear. Now's your chance to grab them. Just don't let your
I think we've
rivals
seen it
cash
get
in
used.
first.
We've only seen it get used on other
Ice
people.
flower. With the ice flower,
That's cool.
you can freeze out rivals.
That's another one I only saw like a little bit of.
Hammer. Aim the hammer in an arc, and nailed it. Hammers also stay on the course.
That
for
looks
a short
tricky.
time
You know,
and
yeah,
can be
that
used
bird
to
guy. We
ward
haven't
off
seen him
rivals.
before. That fucking bird.
Mega mushroom.
Margo
Mega
mushroom. Why do you say it like
go
that?
big, so your rivals will go home. Feather. Use the feather to jump up and
It's cool,
avoid
chat.
attacks.
It is cool.
You may even discover some unexpected routes.
Yo, yeah.
Comic. With
This is
Comic's
weird.
magic, your rivals will transform. What other mysterious effects will happen? You'll have to
Well, we
see
saw
for yourself.
balls get thrown everywhere.
The lower your placement, the more likely you are to find items that'll turn the tables.
Bring back the chain
So
shot.
when
That was a
you
cool
get
stage.
items, go for it.
Lightning is barely a thing in this game. I'm gonna be honest. See, everyone's already driving again.
And if you're new to the Mario Kart series, there
That
are
goes
added
dancing.
support features to help you along the way.
Yo, Steer Assist is off by default, please. Off by default. Let's go. My number one fucking request, because I'm tired of seeing streamers and friends play this game with a stupid fucking antenna on their back. Sorry.
Controller horizontally and use motion controls to steer. And if you have
The
joystick
wheel!
controller,
It's
you can
back!
feel really driving.
For fuck's sake. Is that Moo Meadows? Chat, Moo Meadows is just back again. It never left.
Ooh, how about a quick break? A snack sounds good right about now.
Burger!
Hey, look, it's a drive-thru.
Chat, it's the gasoline power-up. It's gonna be gasoline, chat. Chat, it's actually gonna be gasoline. It was a fucking drive-through and not a gas
You
station.
can
Sorry.
unlock outfits inspired by your meal.
Twitter's stupid, man. I'm sorry.
Eat some sushi and
Oh, she got all kinds of
Whoa,
plates.
nice
That's a
breads.
sick costume. That's incredible.
Once unlocked, these outfits can be selected from the
Okay.
character selection screen.
Ties are cool.
Who knows what dishes or outfits you'll find?
That's a
Make a pit
weird
stop
ass
and
bike.
check
I
out
like it
these
though.
drive-thrus all around the world. That was a nice detour. Now let's get
Ice
back
cream
to the action.
toadette. It is cool. Is that a dab? I swear they're dabbing a lot in this game.
Let's
New tricks, show me the
introduce some
dab.
New tricks that'll help you ace each race.
It's the pit
Charge
stop.
jump.
Nah,
You can now
dude.
use a
Nah,
charge
dude.
jump
You're gonna
by
get
holding the grip
gasoline,
button while driving
and they're gonna change your
straight ahead.
tires
Charge
at the
and
fucking
release
burger
to jump.
place. That's cool. Charge a jump.
Use this to leap over obstacles.
Uh-huh.
Grind along power lines.
Speedrunner's gonna go nuts with that.
And dodge attacks from your rivals.
Chat, I'm down to try time trialing this game. I won't lie.
If you jump toward a wall,
Dude,
you
look
can
at that
wall
thing.
ride for a short period of time.
Oh my god.
Change some tricks to
That's so cool. If you fall off, you can wall ride and save yourself.
Whenever this happens, be
Bro
kind
fucking
and
fell.
rewind. This will return your vehicle to its original position.
What?
Nice, made it.
What?
This can come in handy when mapping out how to best approach a course.
Nah, that shouldn't be in
Keep in
races. You
mind,
fucking
though,
rewind.
Your rivals will still move normally when you rewind, so don't lose your lead.
That's weird.
Want to take a spin
There's a disclaimer there. I
even more
missed it though.
races?
Oh.
In time trials,
Well, of
it's
course.
you against the clock. Here
Oh, it's
you
an
can
old
race
kart.
without any other competitors. And if you go online, you can download and compete against ghost data
That's
from
cool.
racers around the world.
Always love that. I know it's an old thing, but always love it. Wario the
Customize
fucking
rules of the road in versus
back
race.
knot at the back of his head.
You
versus
can use
race,
the
hell yeah.
classic rule set of running
Mario
3
Kart
laps
Forza.
within
I
the
mean,
same course.
in many ways,
Or
my friend.
you
Yeah.
can choose to drive the distance from one
Open
course to
world,
another.
rewind.
You can even take the road
Nab
less
it.
traveled and choose routes that aren't in
don't
Grand
really
Prix
like nab
or
it.
Knockout Tour.
Can you bounce off other players? It's kind of funny.
Up to 24 drivers
Whoa!
can compete in 2, 3, or even 4 teams.
That's
Group up and
crazy.
get ready to put the pedal to the metal.
4 teams. Wow. That's gonna change the competitive scene.
Next up, battle mode. Pop off locally or online in balloon battle. Use
Is this
items to
DK
burst your
Summit?
rivals' balloons. Pop them all and your rivals out.
No, it's there's another
And coin runners, where
snowboarding
you
map.
can go for the goal
Or
by
I'm making
collecting
shit
the
up
most
and that's
coins.
entirely new.
Race
Bowser's
or battle,
Castle, bro. Show me
enjoy
more Bowser's
whatever
Castle.
drives you.
Coin runners, hell yeah. Whoa! Yoshi got eaten. Free roam, yo, Mario with a fucking Yoshi drink.
When you're not racing, you can enjoy free roam and go wherever
You have the
your
big
heart
tires when you're
takes you.
off road.
No roads? No problem. Ride the rivers.
Dude.
See the seas. Drive the desert.
This game's so cool.
Or jump off from way up here.
No, they did that on purpose, chat.
Even to the edges of the world.
They threw the penguin off the cliff on purpose. Wow, this game is
Hey,
beautiful.
There's a P-switch over there.
Oh, what could it mean? Yeah.
Hit hundreds of P-switches you find across the world to start missions.
Oh, that's it?
By completing them,
I'll
you
bring
can
a little
hone
more.
your driving ability outside of
There's other
races.
missions.
There are also hidden coins.
Okay. And you can unlock
Hidden panels,
costumes.
and
Oh.
more. So take the
Interesting.
scenic route and explore.
You're gonna have to go to the other panel and hit that one. Just like in Sunshine.
Also, during free roam, you can take photos
That's
whenever
awesome. Shout out thumbnails.
you like. Strike a pose. Look at the camera.
Shout out thumbnails,
Choose
dude.
a frame to decorate and nice. That one's a winner.
Expression even? Crazy. This is cool. Yeah, it was the online
One person
connectivity.
has Mario Kart World, up to 4 players can race in split
Trying to see if
screen
there's
on the
desync.
same system.
I don't think there is. A little framey.
The
That might
game also
have
supports
just been my
local
stream though.
wireless play. Up to 8 players with up to 2 players
Damn.
on each system can race together this way.
But otherwise it's just 4, right? Or can you just connect 8 people on 8?
And up
I
to
mean, it showed 8
24 players
systems,
from around
right?
the world can join a race or battle in online play.
Yes. So cool. Play with friends online. This is what I was thinking in the free
This may
roam.
look like free roam, but this is where you'll wait while your friends join you.
Oh, banger.
Looks like someone's arrived.
No more fucking wait times.
Yep. You can meet up with your crew anywhere in this world. By checking the map, you can quickly see where your friends are and travel to their location.
I ain't saying shit, chat. Yo,
Battle or race
Ken.
with custom rules.
Shout out Ken.
Or just go for a ride together.
I like that
Make
Wiggler.
this road
That's
trip your own.
a good caterpillar right there. I like that Wiggler too.
You can
Oh, it's
also
so
take
cool. Look
photos
at
together
that.
along the way, if that's more your speed.
That's really cool. That's the original. That's the OG's chat. Y'all know who that is. I ain't gotta explain it. Oh, it's Peach's ass. Twitter's gonna goon.
With Game Chat, enjoy an expanded experience by talking online with friends.
Sick.
Use the built-in microphone to voice chat while driving together.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, chat. Sarah's screen was lagging like shit.
Watch each other's game screens.
Oh, Ken. Oh, show. Oh no, guys. That was a yikes.
You can enjoy seeing your friends' reactions.
Yo,
while
look at
playing
George.
together.
He's just having fun.
Who's close by?
Timmy died, bro.
Wait,
That is
who
cool
just
that it
passed
shows their
me?
faces in there.
You'll
I
be
like
able to
that.
tell in an instant.
That makes me want to set up my
Michelle
webcam to my
and
Nintendo
Bullseye.
Switch. It really does. That's
And
hilarious.
when playing together in person on the same system, a single camera can detect up to 4 people's faces.
That's cool.
Enjoy the view. and
Aw,
get
chat, I
ready
gotta
to
get a
face
fucking
off
Switch
with your
camera
friends.
now. Nah. We'll figure something out. I got other webcams, so you can plug that into the Switch. Maybe. Oh, you play as the Bat. Well, there you go, chat. New characters. No PD Piranha, but that's alright. Oh, he's schmoovin'. How long is this direct, and how long have we been watching so far? 16 minutes. It could be it. It could just be a 20-minute direct.
A transcontinental race
Oh, yeah, I
around the
forgot there's, like,
world
other vehicles
is
you can
just
drive
around the
into.
corner in Mario Kart
That's it?
World, available exclusively on Nintendo Switch 2. A hardware bundle that includes a digital version of Mario Kart World
Show us the
will
price.
also be available.
Yeah. Chat, I won't lie. We learned nothing new. I won't lie, chat. I did not need to wake up for that shit. We learned nothing new, chat. What did I shout about earlier? There's something I popped off over. It was kind of trivial, but we learned nothing. we learned there's like this weird like pelican, not pelican, this fucking big neck guy. Steer assist, yes, thank you. Steer assist is now off by default, which that information probably was even out there. We learned nothing. Woo! That's it. That was it, chat. We learned nothing. I mean, that's okay. They could have called it a recap. They could have called it a recap of all of the treehouse footage. That would have been nice, as to not get my hopes up. Again, cool bird. Play as a cool bird. They thought we'd all be excited when they said we could play as Bowser. So that's odd. I think he's been in every single Mario Kart. Not every Mario Party, though. Most Mario Parties, he is not a playable character. So, still jaded by prices. Yeah, I don't want you to be. I don't want anyone to be jaded by prices, but it's just like I'm jaded by the prices, man. Long live Dolphin Emulator, yeah. That's what other YouTube chat's saying. Well, Why is Kaichi in my recommended? Fuck off. Shouldn't say that, actually. We love Kaichi, chat. We're supposed to like Kaichi, right? Dude, she's so... Anyways, chat, yeah, so the Nintendo Switch thing... I didn't have to get up for that. I really didn't. Chat, what do we think? For 600 Canadian dollars, I'll build my own Mario Kart and get arrested by the local police for going on the highway. Mel, I think it's more than 600 Canadian. Oh, I think after tax, it's more. That was lame. I'm still excited for the game. The game looks great. The game looks great. Let's not take that away. Price bad, game great. Do we all agree? What we saw today made me no less excited for the game. I woke up at 8 o'clock to react to this, and I went to bed at 4:30. All I'm saying, like, this direct, not the game, this direct alone sucked. Is that a hot take? Yes or no? I feel like no, it's not a hot take. Anyways, chat, I don't know. Chat, what, like realistically, what am I excited that they showed there? I'm excited that Luigi's in the game. I'm excited, and I know I popped off when we saw this, but I realized after I said it, I just didn't want to keep yapping about the same thing after we moved on. You can use costumes for other races in other races. The cow, yes, Moo Moo Meadows. I did not know Moo Moo Meadows was coming back. I heard murmurs that some remastered maps were coming back. I think we knew about Toad's Factory. I think we were only kind of sure about the dinosaur thing. Even now, I'm still not sure that the dinosaur track is in fact the dinosaur track. I hope it is. I love the dinosaur track from Double Dash. I'm so tired. Let's overanalyze. Just for a moment. Can we overanalyze together, chat? The wait was longer than the actual thing. Trying to see if there's any new characters we haven't seen yet. I like that Daisy outfit where she's dressed like Donald fucking Duck. That's pretty cool. Red Yoshi with the costume. Love to see it. Salty Speedway. That's a really neat course. I like the whole Venice vibe every time they do stuff like that. They even got the boats. Yeah, this is Venice. Starview Peak. That's a sick Rosalina costume. That of all the Rosalina costumes, that's the one. I don't know why she got like garbage in her hair, but it's still cool. I gotta love Boo Cinema. Dude, Waluigi looking like a goddamn prince. I think he's more supposed to be Dracula, but he's still looking like a goddamn prince. That King Boo costume's awesome. That Bowser costume is fucking... That probably hurt, you know, to have those exhausts coming out of the guy. Oh, Peach Beach, chat. That was the craziest part. I won't lie, though. I'm struggling to see how this is Peach Beach. Nothing about that looks like Peach Beach. Other than, you know, it's on a beach. I don't know. Wario's. I thought it said gallon. I thought it said Wario's gallon. Like it was a gallon of fucking water that you're driving. I was gonna say it was a little bit more than a fucking gallon. But I'm glad to know that that gallon of water does in fact belong to Wario. I don't know. I'm excited. I'm excited. Oh, do we know if that's DK Summit for real? Or is that not DK Summit? I'm trying to look at all the background characters. Oh, four player battle mode. That is wild. I could not believe that. All right, they did reveal some stuff. I was expecting a little bit more. I think we're not getting missions, by the way. The most quote-unquote missions we're getting are those like blue coin things. And to be honest, I did kind of figure that. Okay, let's look at all the characters. Mario, Koopa Troopa, Waluigi, Baby Rosalina, Rocky Wrench, and Pauline. Rocky Wrench we've only seen a little bit in the background, so it's cool to see. Toadette, we saw Ice Cream Toadette. That was pretty cool. Yoshi, Daisy, Peach, Bowser, Parabitty Bud. Again, no surprises there. Parabitty Bud, we've only seen a little bit in the background. Cool to see it again here. Bowser Jr., Baby Peach, Luigi, Wario, Monty Mole. Chat, Monty Mole, another one you haven't seen much of. Good to see him here. I like it. I'm excited for Monty Mole fans, you know? I'm dying. Toad, King Boo, Piranha Plant, I did not know. Or did I know that? Either way, he's here. He's here. Rosalina, Baby Mario, Chargin' Chuck. Nothing really new here. That's okay. It'd be weird if they only showed it there. So you got Sting Buggy, whatever the thing's called. That guy. We got some new shit here. Bowser Jr., Baby Mario, Stingby is his name. Conk Door, that's the one I didn't see until today. I think that one's pretty new. Cataquack. I'm excited for Cataquack. That's awesome. King Boo's got like a little pirate outfit. That's pretty awesome. White Yoshi. Shy Guy on the snowboard. He's not playable, but he looks handsome. Chat, is this DK Summit? Or am I making shit up? Let's look at the map here. The crab. That's it. Total the Burger Hat. Birdo. Spike. Anything new? Cheap, I guess. I did see something a second ago. Hold on. It's the bug thing. No, it's the bird. Chat, we could probably change this fucking song. It's been on loop this whole time. Again, chat, it just more, look at this cool thing, you know? They weren't really unveiling the world here. There's no world of light at the end of this. Dude, Rosalina with the snowboarding outfit, like, chat, I might be a fucking Rosalina fan all of a sudden. I don't know, all her costumes just kind of cooked. All the rest of the characters get that treatment. Oh yeah, Pokey's here. Chat, I'll play as Pokey once in a while. Little nod to how much I love Pokey Pummel. Chat, I can't wait for the meta in this game to be the fucking penguin from Mario 64 and the goddamn crab. And he's called a sidestep. But that's not something. Yeah, this coin thing's cool. They don't explain what it does, I don't think. I assume you get costumes for it. But I don't think they really explain what it does. Well, Shy Guy. He's in the game. I like his outfit. The Pit Crew Shy Guy. This looks like a cool track. I won't lie. This like weird like half pipe thing. Shadow Baby Peach, by the way. Well, it's probably it. See if Twitter's pointing out anything I haven't seen just yet. Give me 1 second. Open up the old X. I'm not going to show anything because, you know, scrolling on Twitter, bad idea. Trans is trending, which means Elon Musk said something terrible. By the way, chat, this is hilarious. Can I show this? I think I show everything here. Kaide announced she's going to be retiring from streaming. That's very sad. Aiden Ross VOD says, we don't care. I responded, your name is Aiden Ross VODs. Shout out. Failed to ratio him, but still kind of funny. Anyways, Mario Kart. What are Twitter's thoughts? Mario Kart World Direct. Let's see what people are saying. Chat. Chat. There's no way. The tweet's caption, the Mario Kart World Direct.
That's it? That's it?
That was just a bunch of cheap walk cycles.
Nothing! That was nothing! That was fucking nothing! That was nothing!
Chat, genuinely, I would kind of prefer if they just kind of didn't give us this direct, or if they just said it was a recap, because we already knew all this. Me when I'm not telling you anything new. Competition. Oh, me when I'm in a not telling you anything new competition. My opponent is Mario Kart World Direct. Okay. Everyone today after Mario Kart World Direct. Yeah. 75% of the Mario Kart World Direct is information we already knew, or was uncovered during play sessions during Switch 2 experience. I was disappointed we didn't see any new characters. We saw the bird, unless that was in the play sessions. Return of missions makes me happy. Honestly, chat, the missions are just as lame as they were in the DS. So, you know what? I guess the missions is a good thing. Yeah, I don't know. They didn't really... Nintendo disabled the chat? Oh. No, they didn't. That's hilarious. Apparently, they disabled the chat. I don't know. I saw it, though, and this tweet said it was from 19 hours before. I don't know. Maybe lying. Mario Kart World Direct was not needed. It wasn't. But no Nintendo apologists. Here we go. But that Mario Kart World Direct barely showcased anything about the game that we didn't already know. And there certainly weren't any big surprises. It was just pointless, really. I will be buying it, of course. Did not justify the $80. Honestly, chat, even aside from the $80, that was kind of lame. Yo, Yoshi artwork. Where'd this come from? I like this. It seems the costumes are tied to the guys, which I'm not a fan of. Do not tie the costumes to the Yoshis. It would be so cheap for them to not do that. It's not set in stone, of course, but, you know, I just hope it's not the case. In the recent direct for Mario Kart World, it was revealed that you must work a minimum wage job in order to afford the expensive entry fee for Grand Prix mode. It is explained that to make the game feel more immersive, they raised the game's price to stimulate this experience. No. They made that up, chat, believe it or not. Chat, it's a reference. It's a fucking reference. Chat, it's a fucking... Who caught that? What virgin fucking caught that? I'm surprised it wasn't me. I'm the biggest virgin of them all. Oh, chat, this one's not nice. Mario Kart World Direct. That's not nice, chat. That's not nice. You can't be doing that. YouTube comments right now on the Mario Kart World Direct are lower the price, raise the price. That's what I'm saying, chat. That's what I'm saying. What? Why? Raise the price, like, that can't gain traction. I'm just saying. Chat, why is this real trending? We didn't even get EGAD. We didn't even get EGAD, chat. That'd be cool. Wait, are these the only... All previous characters not playable in Mario Kart World? Really? That's not a lot. Most of them are Koopalings. Poochie was playable? In what? Must be 3DS. Ooh, or the phone. Chat, I won't lie. I don't like the Koopalings. I really don't. Like, look at these fucking losers. Fucking Lemmy. Lemmy. One of these is Lemmy, chat. That's Iggy, I think. That's Wendy. That's Ludwig. That's Morton. That's Roy. I don't know. Anyways, Kamek was playable? Oh, probably just in mobile. All that to say, that's not a lot of characters that they cut. Is Funky Kong here? Yeah, Funky Kong's there. Poor guy. That's kind of cool. That is kind of cool that, like, it's almost like an everyone is here. Chat, I don't count you, or you. I almost don't count you, but he is a new character, so I'll count it. I count Dry Bowser as well. So these are all, like, the clone characters. I would only count these two. So out of, like, the non-clone character, I won't even count you. So, like, Diddy Kong, P. Piranha, Rob, Funky Kong. I'm not counting Donkey Kong Jr. Let's not count crossover characters. The Queen Bee. Did I say Funky Kong already? Let's say I did. The Me. King Babam, Kamek, Poochie. That's not a lot. Like, I know there's, like, kind of, like, a whole roster back in the day, but now, like, the roster's kind of big right now. I don't know. No new Kongs in Mario Kart World Direct. It's Kong over. Like, new? Like, Diddy Kong new or, like, Goober Kong new? Why is Daisy almost naked on my fucking timeline? That's why I'm not showing you all my Twitter while I scroll. Well, I scrolled after I started saying that, by the way. In case you heard me scroll way after. What's this?
All right, here you go.
Hey, kids! Thank you all for coming! Thank you! Eat
I
plenty
know
of
what this
Krabby
is.
Patties!
What? They didn't show the rest of it. It's when SpongeBob was like, I promised the kids, like, Krusty the Clown, but all we got was Cheapy the Cheapskate. Well, I think we get the gist, chat. I think we get the gist. Cool. It's not the end of the world, chat. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Chat, I'm ready. Here's the thing, chat. That wasn't the only thing to react to. If you're a Nintendo fan, 07. It's been good hanging out with you. There's something else I've been meaning to react to, chat. And it is a hit video titled Content Cop H3. Who's ready? I'm gonna get some water. I'm gonna get some food. Give me 1 second, chat. I'm gonna run an ad. I will be back. Give me a moment. I'm back. So, I realize there's gonna be a lot of war talk in this video. We're gonna say Zach is not making political commentary with anything he says. And we're gonna fix the spelling mistake because Zach can't spell. And we're just gonna pin that. until the end of stream. Zach is not making any political commentary with anything he says, chat. Can we agree that we understand that? Can we all agree? Wow, this is loud music. Sorry, chat. Oh, it's not that loud for you. Can we all just agree that I'm not making political commentary? I am thoroughly unresearched about Israel and Palestine. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm thoroughly unresearched. Zach's only political commentary is Pokemon politics, literally. I'm so badly unresearched. I could tell you more My Little Pony lore than about than about the war, and even then, still not my place to even make comments on. Even if I know more. That's all I'm gonna say. With that being said, I need a few chips in me. Nah, chat, I get political. I like, I was gonna say some dumb shit. Say, I play Splatfests. Chat, let's just get into this. Let me actually set the stage here. Not on the frame of his junk. Hot dogs or sandwiches? I think they're burgers. Chat. Chat, let me set the stage. Back in the day, right? The internet was a fucking lawless wasteland. You think it's bad now? The most popular YouTubers are XQC, Kai Cenat, Ludwig, Valkyrie, Tim the Tapman. You know, there's a name or two in there that you just cringed at, I know. Aiden Ross, I guess. There's a name or two in there that you just cringed at. Okay? But for the most part, that's not a bad list. Cinna, we love Cinna. That is not a bad list, okay? For the most part, it's pretty good. And even the bad ones, they are not nearly, except Aiden Ross, they're not nearly as bad as Rice Gum, Jake Paul, Leafy, Keemstar, the big names back then. Logan Paul, right? You could just clickbait. And people say clickbait now like it's an okay thing. I think there's a difference between just clickbait and misleading. People would make just misleading titles and it'd just be garbage. Rice Gum would borderline like be a sex offender, tricking women into flashing on MLG TV, saying he's not live while he's playing fucking Black Ops and FaceTiming these girls. So iDubbbz came along and H3 said it best on his podcast years ago. When he did his content cop on Keemstar, who was like getting people like fucking swatted and harassed. When he did his content cop on Keemstar, it's like he fucking blew up the Death Star, chat. It was crazy. It was like YouTube was saved. Keemstar was no longer like ruining people's careers and lives because he was literally doing that. And then he made the Rice Gum one, and it was just like, dude, banger after banger. And I think the Leafy one was before Keemstar. Like he just did. He, like, genuinely, chat, I think he saved YouTube. I'm not kidding. I do not say that lightly. Now everyone hates iDubbbz because he doesn't say the N-word anymore, and his girlfriend doesn't do OnlyFans. So, like... And I'm not saying, like, they're mad because he used to say the N-word, now he apologized, and people won't accept his apology. I'm saying people hate him because he doesn't say it anymore. They're like, I wish iDubbbz said the bad word. Fuck off! If you want to say, well, I was gonna say you go say. If you want to say, you fuck off as well. But like, don't make iDubbbz. Anyways, all I have to say, he was good friends with H3H3, and they hailed him for his content cops. Now H3H3, they've gotten a little cringe. And again, chat, I'm not gonna get. This is my only political commentary. To request countries to get bombed is bad. That's all I'm gonna say. No matter what side you're on. You shouldn't hope a country gets bombed, no matter how many of your problems get solved. Because you know who's, you know who that causes problems for? Other people. So you're just selfish. Anyways, chat, that's my only commentary. That's why I don't like H3. That's not why I don't like H3. That's why that's what you're gonna find out about in here. So I just don't like H3 because they got cringe. Anyways, chat. Now that I just dug myself a hole, are we all okay that I just gave a political take? Are we all okay? That was my only political take. How loud do we want this? I feel like I have YouTube muted.
Because they have mobilized.
The beach destination. The beach is surprisingly dangerous. Consider the
fucking thing in our defense. Like, actually, Hila's not a baby killer. Actually,
Whoa,
accusing
whoa, whoa,
Ethan
whoa.
of killing his dog is maybe too far, because they have mobilized such an insane harassment group that anybody who says any fucking thing, they will attempt to ruin their lives. And once again, I'm the crazy one. It's not bad enough that I
What we do
It's
here is
calling
go
him.
back,
Oh,
back,
dude,
back,
the song.
back,
I might
back,
get copyrighted for
back,
this.
back.
It might be worth it. All right, now it's way too loud. I see you guys. Sorry about that. I might get copyrighted for this, but chat, ain't it all worth it? Ain't it all worth it? He's back. He's back. See, chat, he's still funny. He doesn't have to drop N-words. In fact, if he did drop an N-word, I would just think it's unfunny. That's my political commentary, chat. Oh, he's ready. Oh my god. Is that Filthy Frank? Oh, don't smoke ciggies. Even as a joke, don't smoke ciggies. Oh. Oh, those are herbal.
What's up, everybody? I'm Hassan Piker in this Austin.
Chat. I thought I had a second to chew my chips. And then Hassan Piker showed up. Chat, are we okay? Hassan is here. Are we okay, chat? Do we like Hassan? Do we hate Hassan? What is the internet's thoughts on Hassan? I think he's a little odd, but I think he's an alright guy. I've never met him.
Broadcast coming to you live from a cloudy day here in California, Los Angeles. We're live and alive, and I hope all the boys, girls, and MBs are having a fantastic one because today's a beautiful day. I have a very important announcement. I've finally done it. I watched Ethan Klein's Content Nuke, and I'm not going to call it context
Fucking
puke,
Content
as I normally
Nuke.
do, because the reality of the matter is it was brilliant. Nothing was out of context. Everything was correct. I am an Islamist, fundamentalist, radical terrorist.
Yo.
I am a vicious anti-Semite.
He's being sarcastic,
It's
chat.
true. Most importantly, Ethan is more attractive than me, both physically and also mentally.
Nah.
I've been lying about everything, including my glasses. They're fake. He was right about that. That's not even in the Content Nuke. And he was right about that too. How did he
No,
know
you can see.
everything?
They're not.
How? Wake up, Ethan. Wake up, Ethan. Ethan, wake up.
What?
Wakey, Ethan. Wake up, Ethan. Wake up. Time to be awake, Ethan.
Wake up, Ethan.
This is no longer a dream. This is a nightmare. Wake up.
Ethan, the dumb bitch is telling you to wake up.
What?
Wake up.
Ethan, wake up.
Wake up, Ethan. Ethan.
So,
Wake
chat.
No longer a dream. This is a nightmare. Wake up.
Ethan,
A minute.
the dumb bitch is telling you to wake up.
Wake up.
Ethan.
Controversial streamer. I wish she wasn't in this video. I don't like the streamer, chat.
Wake up.
Fuck this streamer.
Ethan, wake up. Wake up.
Zooms anyone?
Just wake up.
Zins anyone?
Wake up.
Wake up.
Wake up, Ethan.
She didn't have to be
I'm not
here.
gonna do a react content yet, chat.
I'm the same. Nobody's telling you to wake up, Ethan.
So this is a fake chat.
Time to wake up, Ethan. Wake up.
Ethan. Wake up.
Chat, what's going on?
Just wake up.
Chat, what's going on here? Okay. He's training. Let's go. Bro, what are you doing? Oh my god.
I didn't plan on making a content cop on H3. It sounds very stupid even saying that. H3 content cop, iDubbbz. Ethan Klein's out of control. And then you should do a content cop on Hassan Piker. Content cop on Sargon of Akkad. If I would imagine this in 2016, I would have been like,
literally,
oh, yeah,
though.
if I ever do that, it's gotta be because I lose the plot. Well, it turns out it's not me losing the plot, it's Ethan. He's the one who fucking attacked first.
My good fucking friends who I stood by after all these fucking years can't find a spine to speak up.
So go fuck yourself.
I agree.
All right, guys, I'm going to tell
Crazy.
you a story about Ethan Klein. I know some of you have been following him, but there's a lot of people who might not be familiar.
I've been trying to avoid him.
Background with his podcast, with what's been going on over the past couple of years.
Shout out the label
Ethan,
maker.
as you know, is a content creator who has a podcast where he says all sorts of outrageous stuff. Sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's fucked up. He's had shows with all sorts of different controversial characters. He's had a show with Trisha Paytas. He's had a show with Hassan Piker. In doing so, he's gathered a ton of different
No offense,
audiences.
Hassan.
Now, in
Hassan's
the podcast
alright.
with Hassan, Leftovers, they would mostly talk about surface level progressive shit and make fun of right-wingers.
And you're telling me he didn't flick their dick once at least?
Oh, that's 100 shavers. You
Bro,
trans women. I say,
what?
oh no!
And it was mostly that until they actually had to reckon with a very serious topic. I would say that Hassan was very well equipped to talk about that topic.
Palestinian people living in the West Bank are subject to these horrific conditions, horrific living conditions by the state of Israel, America's.
Chat. Are we okay? Serious topics at hand. Just want to make sure we're all okay. That's a funny MAGA hat. That is hilarious. He's wearing it satirically. Are we all okay, chat? We're gonna get into some deep shit here, I'm assuming. Let me remind you, you do not have to pick a side. We're watching a content cop. It ain't like this ain't that deep. The situation itself is deep and scary and serious, but for right now, it's just a content cop, okay?
Greatest ally and the only democracy in the Middle East, if you ask Republicans and even liberals.
Well, that dance he invented was so kick-ass.
Israeli settlers are trying to evict Palestinian families in occupied East Jerusalem. The United Nations says that may be a war crime. It literally is.
Was just eating the toppings. And the pizza looked like a burn victim. It was all disgusting.
I don't know if you can make that joke in 2021.
Why?
It's insensitive to burn victims.
I think it's a good analogy. It's a powerful image.
Ethan was not prepared for this. Ethan, the whole time, is more of the goof guy. And that's fine, you know? We don't expect Ethan to be an expert on the topic. Ethan was obviously caught in this tricky situation where he is extremely sympathetic to the Israeli cause and what's happening to them. His wife's Israeli. She served in the IDF. He obviously likes the state of Israel. On the other hand, he's just got done capturing a massive progressive audience who are very politically savvy. They follow Hassan. Hassan is strictly a political streamer. So this is something they're very keyed into. So when they see Ethan...
I find it interesting he's giving sympathy here. I shouldn't say what I was going to say.
and say things that are just like not accurate and it's just propaganda, they're gonna call it out.
From the river to the sea essentially means the state of Israel is going bye-bye.
So this massive progressive audience that Ethan has, adopted over the years, they're becoming increasingly critical of his position because now he's talking about it not on Leftovers, he's now talking about it on his podcast.
But I want to show you guys how I see Israel, because you don't see that. When you listen to Hassan and you hear all these fucking mega lefties talking about it like it's some super racist, crazy, like Jim Crow style of society. Like, I can't wait to show you guys.
The other day, BB fired a really good guy that a lot of people are pissed about.
So Ethan is having this back and forth with his liberal audience, leftist people online, progressive content creators, Hassan, all of these different people. He's finding new people every day, basically, to get in fights with.
Pretty much. Of all people, this guy, Matt Lieb, Frogan and Denims and all these dipshits, and everybody thinks this guy's awesome, apparently.
Even though he looks like Millhouse, fucking dork. Denims, by the way, was
You know
the real
what?
villain.
You know
of
what? He kind of cooked on that one. He kind of looks like Millhouse and McLovin. But I'm sure this is a nice guy.
Apparently.
Like H3 doesn't look nice either.
Dork. Denims, by the way, was
I wouldn't
the
say
real
fucking.
villain
Well,
of the
I don't know.
video.
I don't know what they're
Evil,
beefing about.
hateful fucking. And I'll say it, and I'll double down on it. And people, oh no, did I not go there?
And it's all culminated, at least.
Double down on it. It was the real villain of the video. Evil, hateful, fucking. And I'll say it, and I'll double down on it. And people, oh no, did I not go there?
And it's all culminated, at least for my story.
His point of view from his wife living in Israel, where they don't have to witness the occupation, so his POV is skewed. What I was gonna say, I'll just say it. I don't think what he said in that one clip where he was like, Israel's like an entirely racist place, is that bad, and then there's like graffiti probably left by, you know, extremists. But I don't know about the rest of the war occupation stuff that he's talking about. I'm just talking about, like, if that's what he's saying about the society of Israel, that's not the most crazy thing to say. He's actually been there, and he seems to not think it's that way. Now, if there's more, if he says more to it, then I'm like, that's something not for me to weigh in on.
In Ethan burning bridges with people until he burned the bridge with me. Since Ethan and Hassan's falling out, I've been keeping to myself mostly. I don't have many nice things to say. Maybe if Ethan's able to get some help, maybe if he stops harassing other creators, maybe if he does these things, eventually he'll find peace and we can, like, rekindle our friendship. So that's been my approach. I've occasionally thrown a joke Ethan's way in the form of Hassan Piker versus Ethan Klein for boxing.
I like iDubbbz. He's a good guy,
really
but
funny.
I don't like this stupid. It's not a fucking petty beef. It's like, this guy is evil and he's doing anti-Semitism. And also he's way out of my weight class.
Chad, I won't lie. If someone tweeted boxing match Zach versus Mitch, like, I'd probably laugh. Like, I won't lie. I'd just be like, that's funny. It's not that deep, man. Not me and Mitch. Like any beef. Any beef is not so deep that a friend can't tweet, like, this person versus this person. Not that deep.
He didn't like that, but fucking sometimes you gotta just throw something out there. I used to work with
I don't know,
this
man.
video editor named Froggy Tonic. I discovered him because he was in the circles online that I was in. And one of those circles is...
I'll fight you, Zach. Fair enough. Any beef isn't as deep. Okay, well, I'm gonna say isn't as deep that you can't make a joke about, but as deep as a wood chipper I'm putting to people, you know what? I'll hop in the wood chipper for the sake of peace.
I discovered him because he was in the circles online that I was in. And one of those circles is an H3 fan. He watched Ethan's content, he liked Ethan's content, until he didn't like Ethan's content. There would be an occasional Froggy tweet where I'd be like, I agree with that, you know? Like, I'm not gonna endorse it. I'm not...
Ethan Klein, do you really think putting yourself, your crew, and your audience in a Semitic competition over a petty year-old I'm right, you're wrong obsession you cannot get over is the right strategy? Stop tormenting yourself, man. Listen to Hassan. I don't even know my thoughts on this.
I'm not gonna retweet it or like it, but fair enough.
I guess I just missed my old friend. Some wings are too bird feathered colored.
Now that brings us to February 28th of this year. Now, my former editor of a year and a half ago did say some truly mean shit. He called Hila the C word. He said they're trying to kill their dog with cheddar cheese and a bunch of other shit, I'm sure. Ethan, at some point, discovers that iDubbbz's former editor says this horrendous shit about him and Hila. But no one's asking the question, where does Ethan get this information from? You see, it would be very obviously a problem if Ethan was discovering this content by scrolling through Twitter looking for something to upset himself with.
Chow, what's going on here?
He has maybe set it up in such a way where his employees feel the need to send him this information. And that would be horrible. They shouldn't be doing that. They should be sending you things that are entertaining for your show that don't fucking trigger the hell out of you. Why is there so much work being put into...
Again, chat, same with like the graffiti. We also can't be like, oh, this other side of the fence is bad because some people are tweeting Hitler salutes. There's going to be extremists on every side of everything. That's my political commentary.
Covering this guy on Twitter who's
It's true though. It's true. Like you can't be like, oh, look at this one guy saying this about this situation. That entire side is wrong. No. Just no. So many no's. These are assholes on Twitter. That's like being like, oh, Nintendo fans want them to raise... I know this is a less serious topic. Nintendo fans want fucking the price of the Switch to raise. No, it's just a couple of assholes are saying that to be like hilarious.
Interactions, linking him to me and posting on the Reddit when there's no work being put into who the fuck is the person on the Reddit who's posting this in the first place. If you do a little bit of research, it seems like it's an account whose intention is to make Ethan crash out. One of the users on the Snark Reddit points this out. They're like, I've seen this account before. This account has scraped its history and it's now trying before. This account has scraped its
I was muted for all of that. Sorry, I was just reading the part that was about Ludwig and Cutie Cinderella. That's interesting.
And it's now trying to make Ethan burn bridges. This is within Ethan's own community. Like, this is the thing that he needs to be critical of. It's not me. So yes, I am willing to admit that my former editor was being very nasty, uncharitable, and fucked up towards Ethan and Hila on Twitter. But Ethan and Hila are doing the same shit on their podcast.
Oh.
So I don't want to fucking hear it.
Terrorist supporter.
The CEO of Twitch.
Pedophile.
Now I'm going to watch and respond to the two...
That was a lot. That was a lot. I'm dying. Holy fuck.
The CEO of Twitch.
Pedophile.
What? Why is Dan Clancy a pedophile?
So I don't want to fucking hear it.
Terrorist.
I would, from what I know about Hassan, not call him a terrorist supporter.
The CEO of Twitch.
Pedophile.
Now I'm going to watch...
Okay. Here's the thing. If Ethan is so deep in the topic of Israel and Palestine that if he's calling Hassan a terrorist supporter, he's calling Palestine terrorists, you're deep in that topic, my friend, for a guy who did Vape Nash, for a guy who did TLC reactions, you know? Like, it's probably not the right thing to critique. Again, I just don't know much about the other situations. Like, I haven't done my own research. I've heard many things, but I haven't done my own research. So I don't want to say shit and get myself in trouble. Or, like, even amongst friends, I'm like, I don't know. I just don't want to be wrong. What was I gonna say? But here's probably something that people aren't really thinking much about, or maybe they are. I don't know. If you're that deep that you're calling a country's military terrorists, go back, man. Go back. Talk about Vape Nash. Talk about Humongous. Go back to the good old days, H3. Be funny again. Stop the political rambles. That's why I don't watch Hassan. That's why I stopped watching H3. Because I don't want to hear about politicals. I already...
and respond to the two podcast streams where Ethan and Hila call us...
it's just a lot, you know?
Cowards.
Anyway, this guy was saying shit.
Streams where Ethan and Hila call us spineless cowards.
Anyway, this guy was saying shit like that Hila's a Nazi, that she kills kids, that she went on like... she's a IDF baby killer, all this types of shit. And that's showing...
Okay.
Right up on us Nisa's and iDubbbz's feed. My good fucking friends who I stood by after all these fucking years can't find a spine to speak up. You know why? Because they'll get murdered.
You don't know what's on my feed. What the fuck is happening? For all you know, I only use the For You tab. For all you know, I only use lists. For all you know, I'm seeing these things tweeted out by my editor of a year and a half ago and saying, God, that is nasty. I'm just not gonna throw someone away because they're having a parasocial weird moment. Just like I'm not gonna throw Ethan Klein away because he's having a parasocial weird crash out.
Ooh. I feel like... So did he keep that? Hold on. Is this his at the time editor? Or is it like, was that already his ex editor? If that's already his ex editor, I get it. But he said he's not going to throw anyone away. If he kept the editor after he was saying deep political shit, that's kind of bad. That's kind of bad. To call Hila a baby killer is far, you know? That's far. I don't know, man. Like, that's kind of when I feel like maybe iDubbbz should get involved. It seems like that the case was he saw it, and he said he didn't want to throw... Ooh, you don't want to throw away an editor? That's bad. I won't lie. Nah, as a creator, if that's your editor, you're kind of putting him in the limelight. And if he's calling out your friend or even former friend, that's not, like, you kind of have to handle that. You kind of platformed them by making them your editor, you know? I don't know. Maybe I misunderstood that.
How many women I fucked? Hassan, by the way, thousands. Yeah, thousands. Let me ask Galia. These shoes do not go. I'm sorry. Oh my God. Hassan's the type of dude who watches himself in the mirror when he has sex.
Watching me on a 30-second delay on your stream.
Wait, wait, how does he know I'm watching already?
Because you've been talking about it for the last 5 minutes.
It's not a fucking petty beef. It's like, this guy is evil and he's doing anti-Semitism. These shoes do not go. I'm sorry.
There are many people, I'm sure.
I have not seen a clip of Hassan being anti-Semitic. I might be stupid for even saying that, but I personally.
Who have unfollowed you for the things that you have said and done, and I'm sure there are even more people who have stayed following you because they don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater. They don't want to throw someone away because they've had some hard moments. We're all fucking human.
My good
That's
fucking
fair.
friends who I stood by after all these
That's very, like, understanding, actually, of iDubbbz. Like, he seems to know what position Ethan's in. Even though he seems to believe not what Ethan believes. He seems to know that, like, yeah, he's kind of in the situation where it's weird for him, you know?
years can't find a spine to speak up. You know why? Because they'll get murdered.
And what you're saying...
So he's kind of defending... I don't know. I don't know. Well, Yemen's not specifically anti-Semitic, though. Well, Yemen might be, but or may or may not be. Fuck, chat! I just got canceled. But I'm saying like specifically that. I know Hassan said some odd stuff. I'm sure he's gotten heated about recent issues. I don't know.
To me is that I'm a bad friend and I'm a piece of shit. I'm spineless. I'm cowardly.
He called iDubbbz spineless, but he said he's not defending me because he would get murdered. Sounds like he's being sympathetic, but starting it off with here's why he's a piece of shit.
Because I am
looking at Yemen comments from
someone
Hassan
on Twitter.
Because they have...
I seem to disagree, and it's not just because it's the safest thing to do, although it is. I seem to just disagree with kind of everyone here. Again, Idub is actually being pretty understanding, which is nice. But maybe he shouldn't be because it's a situation I don't understand, and it might. I don't know. But I'm still not over the whole my editor was tweeting at you, unless I misunderstood that. I'm still not over the whole my editor was tweeting at you. Why would I throw away the editor? That's a horrendous take if I understood that right. I'm sorry, because that seems like it started with that. If he was already like fuck Ethan, then like sure. But if like you're just like you lost contact with Ethan, and then your editor calls Hila a fucking baby killer because she was conscripted into a military that at the time, as far as I know, was not in active warfare. Maybe it was, I don't know. That's bad. Like you have to get involved. I'm sorry, iDubbbz, but you have to get involved if that's happening.
Mobilize.
And if I'm misunderstanding, I'm so sorry. If he said that was his ex-editor, then fuck yeah. No, iDubbbz should not have gotten involved if it's his ex-editor at the time. If there's footage of Hila killing a baby, then yeah, editor, speak your truth. But I don't know.
Such an insane harassment group. It's not bad enough that I have this group of people harassing me and everyone.
Like it's just racism at that point. Like, you know, I don't know. You just can't do that. You can't tweet at Hila and say you're a baby killer.
People outside of this group, journalists, creators, are actively participating in this gaslighting to make it seem like I'm fucking crazy.
I mean, I don't know what he's getting at here. Like, yeah, people are gaslighting you. A lot of people gaslit me when I apologized. That was actually like the #1 type of harassment I got, was people gaslighting me and taking my newfound woke ideology to its extreme.
I've probably done and stood by iDubbbz and Anissa more than anybody. I've stood by them when all the internet hated them.
I don't like that Ethan brought this up because it makes the relationship feel very transactional. Like,
yeah.
You know, we're just meant to support each other online despite our own personal morals or principles.
But I'll say this, I don't think they're fucking any friends of mine. And certainly I don't think they're any fucking friends of mine based on the text conversation I had with them too before I even talked about it.
Oh boy.
I have nothing. I don't need any fucking halfway friends, man.
I thought the text conversation that I had with him was very empathetic. I basically just said, like, I know you and Hila are experiencing a ton of harassment, and I essentially empathize with that, and I think there's something positive to get out of the conversation. But he refused to talk on the phone unless I was willing to publicly say something about my former editor and denims. As much as you don't want halfway friends, I also don't want that kind of halfway
That's
friend.
fair.
I don't
That's
want
100%
someone
fair.
who's going to give me like an ultimatum to have a conversation.
iDubbbz can't expect to change Ethan's mind immediately though. Or maybe even at all. I don't know. Like it is a tricky conversation to have, but if Ethan's irked about that conversation, he should have reached out to iDubbbz.
Do you not say something when this is like, imagine like one of you guys is like, Hassan actually wants to go to Israel, go to Gaza so he can strangle Israeli babies or some shit like that. I'd be like, imagine me not saying something.
You're trying to
make
a one-to-one
that is fair.
Comparison where there isn't one. This guy that I follow on Twitter is not in the same relationship as you and one of your current employees who is streaming with you 3 days a week, 3 hours a day for the past 10 years. At one point during the stream, Ethan and Hila bring up Adam McIntyre. Now, Adam does basically the same thing as my former editor. He's critical of Ethan and Hila, and he is sometimes uncharitable and nasty towards them.
Adam McIntyre needs to just like disappear. That guy is a piece of shit, like, of the lowest order. I never even stood by him when he talked bad about Trisha having a kid and called him, like, the spawn of Satan. He was supposedly on our side. I would never even co-sign that. I was disgusted by that statement, too. I remember when he called her kid the spawn of Satan.
I never said anything
and
like
I was
that.
supposed to be, like, cheering on, but I wasn't going to cheer that on. That's disgusting.
Why do we forget that he called her children, which is something we would never do, the spawn of Satan?
It's disgusting.
And
a piece of shit of a human.
It's just incredible who ends up being the good guys in this story. You know, it's really something.
Unfortunately,
It's a weird
they never made a
sentence, but
statement.
sure.
They never said that they disagree with his statements about Trisha's baby until it's useful. Like, what is it, 3 years later? Like, I mean, you're talking about it like you were aware of it at the time.
I don't know. He kind of has a point, but they don't really need to say that. It's not his editor, or it's not Ethan's
there was
editor.
some amount of pressure or enthusiasm for you to get down with that. And what it sounds like to me is that you did see it at the time, and you were like, ooh, I don't like that. And you didn't endorse it, and you didn't fuck with it.
Nah, dude, there's so many hate comments. They can't denounce all of them.
Huh. It's almost like that is a fucking identical situation to me.
It's just incredible who ends up being the good guys in this story. You know, it's really something.
So yeah, the reason I'm bringing this up is because they're trying to like paint themselves as the good guys, and they're saying like, yeah, we strongly disavow things that are said, even about our enemies. We are the most immoral people on the internet. Unlike Ian and Anissa, who are fucking keeping to themselves. Also, why the fuck does Olivia...
The difference... I'm defending Ethan Klein? What the fuck? The difference is... Those are both iDubbbz editors. Or former editors. Whereas... neither of them are Ethan's editors. They don't have to denounce other people's editors or other, like, troll comments. If it was their editor, or someone they've ever worked with, and they didn't say it, then that's a 1-to-1 comparison. But right now, it's not. I'm sorry.
Pass.
What a fucking asshole for putting you in that position, Olivia. You're friends with him. And you don't have to say anything, but like, what a fucking piece of shit. What a bad friend to put you in that position just for some fucking clout. It gets people angry at you, like, oh, how can she be friends with him? Which is total bullshit, okay? Olivia did not do anything. And
what's happening?
I want the pass. Do I have to be an employee to get that treatment? Because
really
then you'll
funny.
just see me as an ally? Or is it because Ethan is afraid of wrongful termination accusations and lawsuits?
And also, I don't mind putting my friend Olivia, who's apparently my real friend, in a terribly weird, fucking uncomfortable situation where you end up getting hate for no reason.
Also, don't frame it as like other people making it hard on Olivia. You're making it hard on all of these people. Please acknowledge your role in this whole fucking thing.
He's got a point.
Like, it's crazy how warm Ethan is to Olivia and saying how Olivia is essentially just a victim in this whole thing.
It gets people angry at you, like, oh, how can she be friends with him? Which is total bullshit.
But me and Anissa are spineless. Ethan, your whole system is scrambled. My intention isn't to throw the employees under the bus. Like, you guys serve as the fucking foundation for calling out Ethan's hypocrisy on the whole subject. And I know that you guys have probably pushed back against Ethan. Like, you guys serve as is scrambled.
Shit.
But isn't to Anissa, employees under the bus. Like, you and your whole system is scrambled. My intention isn't to throw the employees under the bus. Like, you guys serve as the fucking foundation for calling out Ethan's hypocrisy on the whole subject. And I know that you guys have probably pushed back against Ethan over the years. How often are you supposed to do that? Do you have to do that every fucking week? It kind of seems like it. And that's exhausting.
Yeah,
I don't
it
want
does.
to confront my boss. It's not my fucking job to confront my boss.
Babysit your boss.
Today's
Holy fuck.
segment on rapists and pedophiles on Twitch was not like my favorite segment to be a part of.
Yeah, friends like these.
Oh yeah, and our other good friends.
Yeah.
Anissa and Ian. Thanks, Anissa, for standing up for your girl. I actually stood up for you so many times, because like, why would I not? It was crazy.
Yeah, why would you not? I mean, if that's truly what you believed and you weren't just going to use it later.
Of course I was going to stand by you. That's insane. It's absolutely insane and disgusting. But now you choose to hang out with people that would have a problem with you if you defended me.
I'm not going to assume that Ela knows.
I don't know. Maybe Ela's takes are the common factor. I don't know.
But I'll say it for anyone who doesn't know. Anissa is half Lebanese and half Irish.
Oh
For
boy.
anyone unfamiliar, the Irish have been on the receiving end of a lot of oppression and genocide. On the part of the Lebanese, they've received a lot of oppression and attacks from the IDF. So Anissa is very well familiar with the propaganda and the shit coming out of Israel. Choosing now, out of all the times, to be like, please defend me, No, we're not gonna fucking defend you.
Rudy was saying that Palestinians are taught at 2 years old to kill Americans.
Do we have that
I
one?
mean,
Like,
just the other day, BB
Chat,
Fire,
I'm just a gamer.
really
I'm
the
just
guy
a gamer.
that a
I'm
lot of
just a
people are pissed
gamer.
about.
He looked mean. I thought he was mean just because he looked mean.
It could be true. It could be untrue. I don't know. I'm just a
So
gamer.
yes,
I'm assuming.
you
I'm assuming it's
We're
not.
not gonna run to your
Fucking
defense.
hidden mist village over here.
When I don't know, we follow people.
I
We
don't
be
know.
following. That's one fucked up thing that you can say about Anissa and I is when we're on Twitter, we do be following.
So
The problem.
okay, if you want to hang out with those people and
What
have no
people?
spine
I don't know.
and not
Fuck, I
stand
don't know
up
who
for
he's
another
talking about.
girl
It's hard.
that
It's
stood up
hard
for you.
It's hard to formulate an opinion on this because it all hinges on something I don't have enough research to form an opinion on. But even then, I shouldn't even be basing it on that. Maybe I should. I don't know, chat. Let's get political. I was gonna say something that was gonna sound way wrong.
Enjoy
out
your
of
new
context.
She's friends with people like Denims.
I know.
In her chat,
Yeah,
which I'll
she's
show.
friends with
Denims
Denim.
is actually participating in this whole child protection
Over half their current former employees follow
service lie.
Yeah,
Which I'll
and if
show you
you're
guys
friends with
today.
them, then you're seeing what they're saying.
You'll notice that Ethan and Hila start talking about this Denims character. Originally, the complaint was about my former editor. He's been chatting shit about Ethan and Hila for the past year at least. They
Right.
only care about it now because I guess it was spoon-fed to them via their Reddit that's clearly looking out for them. Now, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, where we are friends with Denims, but I would say it's the same level of friendship that we had with Ethan and Hila. It's like kind of an internet friendship. We think that she's a good person like we think Ethan and Hila are good people. Kind of a tricky situation. How can you possibly think that they're both good people at their core? People can have crash out moments. People can say things that they don't
It's very
mean.
understanding
People
of
can say
them.
things because they want internet clout and attention. I don't know. I think they're both probably guilty of saying things that they don't mean for internet clout and attention. Right now, one's a little bit more fucking nasty to me than the other.
I just don't
Yeah.
see how you can be my friend and also be friends with someone like that.
Well, you can't. So I already forgot about you.
I actually have a lot of friendships that are kind of that way, where it's like, you know, one of the friends doesn't fuck with the other friend, but
I know some people in my chat relate right now.
there is
Sorry.
someone in the middle who kind of fucks with both of them,
Oh.
but separately. Yeah, there's a lot of friendships that are like that. I'm not gonna make you guys like meet up and kiss or anything. I get it. You guys are in fucking... You're either my best friend who's deep-throating me to the base of my cock, or you are Satan. You're the Davil.
The last thing I said to Anissa,
Davil,
we
you
were
know.
texting before I ever talked about it. She's like, I don't care about this guy. He's a nobody, and you know, blah blah blah. And I said, well, then you'll have no problem publicly denouncing it, right?
Mhm.
And then from there, the conversation ended.
She never replied.
Ethan, you can't even phrase it in a way that doesn't make you sound like you're being coercive and shitty. Well, then, you should have no problem publicly
Yeah, that's
denouncing,
weird.
right? Does that sound like a friend? It kind of sounds
No,
like
that's
something
really
a
weird.
powerful villain would say.
I was gonna say that like before he even said it, and but I wanted to hear where he was going. I thought he was gonna go in a different direction, but no, like, exactly. Well, you should have no problem like denouncing that guy then. You should have no problem denouncing him. Like, why? It's so weird.
But it was so
I don't
funny how
know.
she immediately went to comment everywhere, like on our subreddit. She immediately had to comment like, "Oh, he doesn't work with us anymore."
Then
but that was it. That's
I
all
said, then
she
say-
said.
but then
Hey, that,
Okay.
that is so way more than enough. That is way more than enough.
Do you have anything else to say for your friends?
Not way
though?
more. That
One
is
of
enough.
the reasons Anissa was so quick to clarify things in your Reddit is because your Reddit was already talking about who this editor is, and they were spreading misinformation.
That's so-
that it
that's
was
so
our
fair of her to
co-host on our
do.
podcast,
That's good.
Uncle
That's what I
Ben.
want.
So yeah, the last thing we wanted is this guy getting pulled into this mess, and you guys don't give a fuck. Would it have been nicer and more supportive to say, we don't agree with the things he's saying and we support Ethan and Hila? Sure. Like, yeah, that would have been a nicer thing to say. Our silence means something. It means that we would like to pause this relationship until you figure your shit out. And then maybe we can
Fair.
find a moment in time. I don't know how long it'll be, but a moment in time in the future where things are a little bit easier to broach. I don't think we need to do it right now, but you've insisted that this is an important thing to address. I would have been perfectly fine with you not blasting me on your Instagram.
Fuck you, you piece of shit, and fuck my quote-unquote friends, too, who I have stood by all these years, who now can't find their spine. I don't need any fair weather friends. Fair weather friends. I assume it means, like... I don't know. I assume it was, like friends only sometimes. Again... I don't know. iDubbbz has been, like, quiet. He doesn't really post much. Whereas Ethan and Hila have a podcast... So, of course, they're going to talk about the things, the shit that iDubbbz is going through, that also they said they agreed with. And iDubbbz isn't going to break his silence on, he hasn't talked about anything. He's not going to come out and be like, hey, my friends who I don't believe are acting rational deserve to have people not, like, be bashing them. He's being very sympathetic. I thought this would be a whole, how dare you support the country I don't support, go fuck yourself. He's very much like... He was like, oh, like I tried to give him like a different POV. I do get why Ethan doesn't want to immediately take it, but I don't get why Ethan is like, it seems like offended by it. I don't know. We haven't seen the conversation. Maybe iDubbbz was like very like weirdly confrontational. I don't know.
I would have been perfectly fine with you not blasting me and my wife on your podcast twice. I would be fine with you not brigading my comment section on my podcast that gets 3,000 views a week because I prefer to not do
He did not say 3,000 views a week. Oh, does he mean like the episode gets 3,000 views a week?
On my podcast that gets 3,000 views a week because I prefer to not to do harassment campaigns and instead talk about Vampire's Kiss.
Like they say something like he doesn't work for me, and I strongly disagree, and I support Ethan and Hila. The problem is
that she doesn't.
That's the problem.
That's the problem.
She actually
She thinks they have a point.
That's the problem.
Yeah. So go fuck yourself.
I agree.
Go fuck yourself. What about your...
Hold on. Okay. What do I think about that? Again, I don't know how horrendous Ethan and Hila's takes are, so it's hard for me to comment. Clearly, not based on that comment, more based on iDubbbz's comment, that they do think they have a point. Not about the baby killing, but about like the whole country versus country thing. Again, I don't understand how garbage their takes are, so I can't really weigh in.
Girl, this is what I'm talking about. This aggression that you're putting out into the world. What the fuck do you think we're gonna do? You think I'm gonna fucking sit on my hands when you do this shit? Like, this is nasty. We had such a fair response to what you guys were going through. We don't support harassment. It's a bad thing.
No, good.
But it happens, and you're perpetuating it.
You fucking propagandist, lying scumbag, terrorist supporter.
Well,
he probably sets up a mirror and jerks off watching himself. Dan KKK Clancy has a similar view of Hitler.
Whoa! What? What? Dan who?
Because Dan Clancy, the Nazi, fucking anti-Semite.
You can't expect other people to stop harassing you if you continue to harass people. Let's think about it on a micro level.
Say that again, iDubbbz, just for
Harassing
me.
you if you continue to harass people.
One more
Other
time.
people to stop harassing you if
From the beginning.
You can't expect other people to stop harassing you if you continue to harass people. Let's think about it on a micro level. Have you ever been in a comment section and found someone to argue with? It doesn't stop. It can literally go on forever if you don't want to touch grass.
I mean, yeah, this was kind of like a line, what happened today, that should never be crossed, even by like the most cynical, toxic people.
Is the sniffing a tick? I don't want to be insensitive, because he does have ticks. I know that's why he does this. I was just very shocked to hear him talking and him sniff a lot. Again, if that's a tick, I'm so sorry. But he used to not do that. And for a second, because he was also really skinny in that recent clip, I kind of thought he was like coked out. But if it's a tick, then I'm sorry.
It's going to have ramifications.
Could just be a new tick
in terms of how I conduct myself. In terms of these fair weather friends who are,
it seems like a tick.
You know,
my
so
bad,
happy
Chad. I shouldn't have even said
to
that.
be friends as long as they're getting something out of it.
Ethan, that is a rare...
Sorry, I was talking about
ramifications, even by like the most cynical, toxic people. It's going to have ramifications in terms of how I conduct myself. In terms of these fair weather friends who are, you know, so happy to be friends as long as they're getting something out of it.
Ethan, that is a rich thing to say. Like, you're the H3 podcast, okay? There's a lot of friends of the show. There's even more fair weather friends of the show. Let's not get into this shit,
sorry.
okay?
Sorry, I wasn't trying to be insensitive, but yeah, like if I didn't know he had ticks, I would be like, why is he doing that? In my defense. My bad, Jet.
That is so bizarre and insulting to suggest that I was only ever being friends with you to get something out of it. No, I'm friendly with you, and I'd say I'm a light friend because it's been pleasant hanging out with you. I've enjoyed your content over the years, and as of late, it's gotten really fucking shitty.
Yeah.
So go fuck yourself.
Chat, before the political ramblings has gotten really fucking shitty.
Agree.
Who else?
Not
Who
that
else
that's
do
the
we want to
point.
burn today?
Who else do we want to burn today? You're making it so fucking obvious that this is your emotional dumping ground. It's horrible.
I do think
This
she's
is not
kidding.
what podcasts are. There was a way to approach this to say like, yeah, we feel hurt by you guys not saying something. You've decided to do.
I feel like she's
the
kidding.
Extra thing.
I don't know, though.
And attack. Now, in fairness, I am attacking back, but I feel very insulted and I feel defensive and
Yeah.
I feel like I am speaking up for a lot
I
of
guess
people
fair, he got
who
called
have
out
problems
twice.
with you, and a lot of people who have been on the receiving end of your harassment.
It's so easy to be anti-racist. Everybody's anti-racist.
Mm-hmm.
Racism is the worst thing in the world, right? We fucking hate racists. Fuck racists.
Microaggressions.
The minute that they actually have to stick their neck out for somebody, the minute they have to actually risk something to put themselves in under scrutiny, to sacrifice something personally to stand up for racism, then all of a sudden it's like, hey, I don't want to get involved.
And that's
I mean, like, that just sounds kind of like some villain speech. But, like, the reason this topic is so tricky is because it's turned into discrimination versus discrimination for some people. Not everyone. For some people, it's turned into that. And he called Hassan a terrorist support. I don't know, man. Like, he's kind of doing the same thing that he's complaining about.
drama.
How much do you care?
I don't do drama.
How much
Sorry.
do you actually care? If you're, isn't that the whole point? Like,
I realize that Ethan and Hila are more scared now than they've probably ever been. I feel like anti-Semitism is a thought in their heads now more than ever. And
That's
it's
fair.
not completely unjustified to be thinking about
That's
that
fair. People have walked, like, in Ethan and Hila's defense, people have walked up to them. I've seen videos, and they will film them and be like something. Hey Hila, what you fucking? I don't think they call her baby killer then, but they called her. They implied that she was committing genocides, and at the time Ethan said that what he thinks is happening over there is disgusting. Apparently, he's had a change of heart.
You guys are just hurt, and you're kind of like dancing around and making very like loose, poorly thought out analogies for something that doesn't even apply to us. It's like me making this video.
They're like, we're being generalized by other people. I'm gonna start generalizing my other friends over. It's like, well, you're just as bad now.
Standing up for something, and it's saying, "Fuck you! You guys are being bad." You know, I don't think you're bad people.
Oh, so
but
long you
you're
shaved
being
them off
bad.
one day and they
You're
grew out
behaving
weird.
poorly. You're hurting people.
I mean, go back to the civil rights. You think that the people who are like the white kids who are protesting with the black students, you think that they were just like not risking anything? Those kids who are marching with the black students and...
So in Ethan's analogy...
What are we talking about, bro?
He's the black student, and I'm the white student.
Dude, what? So in Ethan's analogy, he's the black student and I'm the white student.
I'm the white student that's not, you know, marching by his
Mhm.
side. I'm not doing the difficult thing.
Yeah, what an
You're gonna have
analogy.
to march on your own, black student.
Marching with the black students and.
I mean, why is it inspiring? Why is it inspiring?
Well, and it's the same thing. To bring it back to the song, just because, but it kind of is the same thing. Like I was thinking about going to Gaza
Yeah.
until I found out it's
Until
dangerous. He's a total performative activist that doesn't give a single fuck about the cause.
Yeah, it's
been performed
dangerous.
exquisitely. Harassing one person and seamlessly transitioning into harassing another one. If anyone's been watching for
Well,
the past fucking year,
yeah.
I'm pretty sure they have a good idea of your feelings about Hassan.
Like people like Anissa are the perfect example because she's friends with these people. She's friends with Denims.
I'm just gonna eat my chips.
Denims is streaming this story about our
I'll
kid
show that. Yeah.
getting Giarda from the dog, whatever.
I'm sorry, I'll accept this take, this position from anyone except you guys. You have laid the groundwork for this type of streaming, which is watching people's shit and giving your unfiltered reaction to it.
That's
Why
what-
would you
that's how they
expect
started.
Anissa, of all people, to say something to Denims? Okay, so by that logic, we should be saying shit to you guys all the time. But I have a feeling you guys wouldn't like if we said shit like that to you all the time.
Crazy.
Yeah, we've been respecting you as independent content creators. You can do what you want. We'll treat you as adults. Maybe we shouldn't have been treating you as adults.
She could say so much, and it would make her a little bit uncomfortable, right? It's not comfortable. She'll get a little bit of shit.
Yeah, just for
But
saying
that would be
which kinda-
commendable.
But if you don't believe it, man, I don't know. I don't know.
And by the way, it kind of speaks for itself that saying, "Hey, their house is claimed. They're, they're actually good people." Like that. That's gonna get you shit. That kind of says it all, doesn't it?
There isn't a single person that I respect who would give a fuck if I publicly said that Ethan and Hila are great with their kids, Ethan and Hila didn't kill their dog, and Ethan and Hila wipe their asses or don't have Giardia or whatever the prompt is. No one would care. The only person who would care is me, because I'm like, why did I tweet this out? I'm not tweeting out because I'm not your fucking lapdog. That's why I'm not tweeting it out.
Dude, like, as if, like, oh my god, as if, like, Valkyrae, for example, someone who gets a lot of shit online, as if Valkyrae is requiring that Cinna defends her online from fucking, like, trolls who are, dude, people were telling Kaide that they're happy she retired from streaming because she sucks and they don't like her. What did Tyson Valorant 10 say? Nothing. Because it's internet harassment. I don't mean to be insensitive, but it happens. Now, when it gets to the more serious shit, that's something that Anissa doesn't agree with and can get in trouble for saying. Like you guys said, she's gonna get fucking killed for it. So one would say, chat, that we're just nitpicking. I don't know.
I'm not saying it to my audience because I don't give a fuck. It's not my business.
That's, in my opinion, doing something that's
Yes, it
difficult
does.
and standing by your principles. That's the whole point. That's what makes standing by your principles admirable, is that it's not always easy.
Why are you saying that I'm not standing up for my...
They're not her principles, though. The same way that I'm gonna be sympathetic and acknowledge that Ethan Klein is of Israeli descent and Hila is a former Israeli national. The same way I'm gonna say Anissa's Lebanese. She too is in an awkward position in all this.
principles when you don't even know what they are. I get, like, we're a little bit past directly naming me, so we might have gone off on a tangent. If you maybe accepted the phone call and we talked about it, you could have asked me, hey, what are your principles? And I can tell you the way
A simple "Hey, can we talk?" can solve a
I've been
lot, chat.
behaving is exactly in line with my principles. Now we're going to talk about the BDS list. We're going to start off with
What is
Rogan
that?
because obviously this is like as bad as
Chat, I don't know much about Frogan, but what I know, I don't like.
it gets. If you're following Frogan,
So that's a lot of political commentary. I think I blacked out. I can't even tell if you're being sarcastic or not.
that can only mean that you're anti-Ethan. Oh, this is not a good start. Love of the H3 podcast. You are following Frogan, so that means that you are anti-Ethan. Sam, Morg Pie, friend of the show. Olivia, Ian, Daily Dose of Internet is anti-Ethan. Jesus,
Why would you
this
even
is fucked
follow
up.
her?
Pokimane, comment etiquette. Oh shit, Asmongold's in here?
Yeah. Dude, those are the most polar opposite people on Earth. I hate them both. They're the same thing, just different ends of the political spectrum. And I don't like either of them.
Asmongold follows Frogan? No, Asmon. That means you're anti-Ethan. That's fucked up. We're going to want to avoid these creators at the top of the list, but one tier below them are the creators who associate with them. They're essentially endorsing all of their statements. You got me, you got Anissa, I think Hassan's in there. You'd think that Hassan would be on the top
Quite
of
a
the
look,
BDS
Ethan.
list, but that's not the case. Hassan provides additional value for people. Ethan can turn a blind eye to people collaborating with Hassan because that's what he did. You gotta be the lowest of the low to be associating with
Damn.
the Frogans and the Denims of the world. To associate with Hassan, that just makes sense because he's famous and he's got a massive fan base. Also, Ethan still follows Hassan on Instagram, so Hassan is in his feed.
And that's showing up right up on us Nisa's and IDubbb's feed.
It's important to remember that this is a living document and people can be removed.
What about, like, Max Mofo? What about Filthy Frank? Why is Anissa and IDubbb's like, oh, dude, they're not saying anything?
Put onto it depending on how Ethan's feeling that day. You have this other tier of creators that exist below Hassan but are still anti-Ethan. But Ethan really doesn't want to bring your attention to these ones because it's kind of unpopular, you know? A lot of them are famous. It's no coincidence that Ethan stays silent when these powerful, popular men are supporting Hassan. It's because Ethan is a coward. He's a bitch-made coward. I think Ethan has an...
Damn! Whoa! He's kind of got a bit of a point. Just a little bit of a point. Is that humongous? No way, right, chat?
An unreasonable amount of respect for these comedians because they have power, they're quick, and I think he knows that they don't fuck with his ideology.
But why would he climb up the tree of IDubbbs? I feel like that's a scare. I think because he thinks IDubbbs was washed and would never make a content cop. He was so surprised when he found out there was a content cop on
He's going
him.
to keep that to himself because the last thing that he wants to discover is that people that he respects and looks up to, they don't fuck with him.
Bill Burr came on. It was like the worst fucking show. It was just horrible. That was like my lowest moment on podcast.
Yeah, I remember something about
Bill Burr
that.
ruined my life. Bill Burr made Ethan go on Lexapro. I was prescribed it and it was in my bedside. And then it was the Bill Burr episode that made me finally start.
When Stavros goes on Hassan's stream and he mocks
Lost
your
me.
content nuke,
I actually saw a really interesting video about you, man.
That's
and I
not
don't know that
humongous,
I'm
my
even
bad.
comfortable being here anymore.
Oh no.
It really kind of shed light on you in a way.
Yeah.
You kind of like have leftist politics and stuff like that, and I actually feel betrayed.
Hassan's a leftist?
So I'm actually just here to let you know this is the last time I'm ever coming.
you don't fire back because you're coping. So you're just going to tuck your tail between your legs and never mention on your podcast
Fair enough.
that mentions everything. You're bringing up some fucking connection I have on Twitter. Someone mocks you on a stream. You're not touching it. Fuck you. You're
Only
a
halfway
coward.
through.
It's just his job. It's just what he does for his job. You know, he doesn't mean it. We're actually good friends. You know, he makes fun of everyone. It's not just me, right? Oh, also, I can't forget about Matt Lieb. Matt Lieb is in this like middle tier. His valuable association is Rhett and Link. So Rhett and Link, conveniently, are also in this category of popular and powerful men who Ethan does not want to burn bridges with. Although he's sniffing He's sniffing around.
This guy,
Damn.
Matt Lieb. He works for Good Mythical Morning. Of all people, this guy Matt Lieb, who apparently is a producer for Good Mythical Morning.
I've heard this
Well,
name.
this guy works for Good Mythical Morning, acting like he's wholesome, and he's bringing on somebody that wants to kill my wife, or in a video game. And I think he should be fired, frankly. And I hope he is fired. He's
What?
pathetic, and he interviewed a fucking, basically a terrorist.
I think Ethan only respects power right now, which
Lost
is one of the
me.
reasons I made this video in the first place, is because he thinks I'm weak. He thinks a lot of these other creators that he's gone out of his way to attack, he thinks that they're weak, and he thinks they're a target that he can bully, he can manipulate, he can send lawsuits to, and I want him to know that we're not going to be bullied. You're being a piece of shit, and we're going to call you out.
So here's the button. You've got
what he
a
needs.
video, and you've got an audio. We're hitting both.
Huh? What does that mean? What does that mean? Oh, it's when he mutes and he wants to say something horrific. Right?
I don't want to go there.
Yes.
There's no point.
Let's leave.
Yeah, there's no need.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't want to. Oh shit. Like, how
What is
pathetic
it?
are you? Don't worry if you don't have it.
There's a lot of work to find all
I'm
this.
like pedophile. Like the Eye of Sauron. I see you. I see you out there, you fucking cockroach.
Damn.
Be living with your parents.
What does it
for a
mean,
long
though?
time.
Tell me what it means first.
Yes, you can just, please, I want to be a good Jew. I'm a good Jew. Please, guys, please.
That's fine.
That was fine. Yeah, I don't think it was that.
That was fine.
The
Good deal.
button.
Of all the things that
Anywho.
it always surprises me what you think crosses the line.
Well, I looked at Olivia and she's like, yes, do it.
Now let's talk about the button. Ethan got this
Ms. Oliviera, I never had a doubt H3 is a piece of shit. Really? I think it was like when they switched podcast setups, I was already like a little bit like, these guys aren't funny. I don't know.
button or kill switch as a response to the controversy with Cutie Cinderella. He was not able to control himself in that moment.
Yeah, this was actually sad to watch. I'm gonna sound so parasocial. I felt like I was watching a loved one. I'm glad this is censored. I felt like honestly, like it's not even censored enough. I'm just gonna let it. There we go. I felt like I was watching like a loved one go through that. I don't know. It genuinely hurt me to watch. I'm sure he's gonna explain what happened.
Which, as a response to the controversy with Cutie Cinderella, he was not able to control himself in that moment, and instead of figuring out how he can change his behavior, he spent $20,000.
Dan and Ela were like, we would kill button that right now if we could. I can't change who I am.
I know. That's why.
What? What? Shut up, dude. Shut the fuck up.
Hey, that's why the kill button is on its way.
That's it. See, exactly.
He uses the button for everything. If his jokes don't land, he's hitting the button.
It was being presented as if the Jordan crying thing.
I hit the button.
Why?
I don't think I needed to, but you guys were giving me crickets, so I panicked.
If he's insecure about getting something wrong, he's hitting the button.
But okay.
You
what? Button for that? What on this frame could Ethan have responded to? Perhaps the country flag that he got wrong? Maybe. I don't know.
If he goes on a problematic tirade, he's hitting the button.
Before, look how sad.
Whoa.
But yeah,
Where
it's
are we
not just
going
that.
with this?
Like their eyes are like big. I think you guys are wrong on this one. I think you guys are all wrong on this one.
I don't think he's unique in hitting the button.
Let's go back. Let's go back a minute. I can't change who I am. That's like an anti-apology to Cutie. I'm just gonna say
I
it.
think if all of us had buttons, we'd hit the button all the time. But if you don't have it, you operate differently. You think about what you're saying. You maybe plan for your show a little bit more. You maybe say, I'm not going to have my podcast be an emotional dumping ground for today. You instead say, ooh, it's important that we stay on topic. Also, the H3 community and Ethan himself use the phrase goblin mode all the time to excuse a lot of his shitty behavior or make it seem less bad.
I've been diagnosed with goblin mode, actually.
By claiming that what happens is he just gets into this like uncontrolled state he refers to as goblin mode.
I do not call myself goblin mode.
Yeah, oh, yeah, you did.
Goblin mode? Is that what you're calling Tourette's now?
To all victims of goblin mode, I would like to issue an apology.
Well, he
You
got
are
there.
goblin mode today. You're goblin mode. Look how many times you paused.
I'm trying, bro.
And I don't think there's no room for using the term goblin.
I wish Idubbbz shared his apology, quote unquote, to Cutie Cinderella. I wish he shared what Ethan did to Cutie Cinderella. Maybe he doesn't want to like make Cutie feel uncomfortable. But like, basically he was just playing sound bites while Cutie was like bawling her eyes over like some traumatic shit. And Ethan's reaction, which I already kind of knew, but like now I didn't know it was more. So Ethan's reaction was to be like, well, that's just me. Like, I just got uncomfortable and decided to do something funny. Like, I can't change who I am. So now he bought a button to make sure he has a way to cope with people crying on videos that they can't even fucking see. I don't know.
I like the idea that you're defending yourself and the little guy by going goblin mode.
But instead of being like, oh, I'm a fucking... I guess he did call himself a piece of shit, but like, I don't know. Instead of being like, I'm going to work to change that. Instead, he's like, I'm going to get a button. Haha. We can't handle unreal topics. It's your pot. It's his pot. Yeah. Yeah, Mel. Yeah, exactly. Like, why is he showing Cutie Cinderella then if he... No one made him watch the Cutie Cinderella clip. I'm just saying.
When a big corporation or a big entity is trying to attack you.
Like, if you fuck me over, if you steal money from me, if you patronize me, if you do any of this shit like you're trying to do to me, to treat me like a fucking idiot, I'm crazy, dude.
Oh, okay.
I've gone fucking goblin mode over way less.
But you not thinking about what you're saying, not, you know, reflecting on your behavior, not changing your behavior, that's not goblin mode. That's being a child. Let's talk about the crew. I think the crew has been put in the worst working environment that you possibly can be.
Imagine Imagine working on the H3 podcast. That's a crime worse than death right fucking there.
Every crew member has it bad. Like, to be around Ethan, period, would be a nightmare right now.
I'm standing by every fucking syllable of that, okay? What she did was abhorrent. And by the way...
Just don't. Listen, your critique of her is correct. It's just, you know, people are sensitive about women being called that word. And so...
Like, how pathetic are you? You know what I mean?
Well,
I'm not assuming his pronouns. And fuck all these people. Go ahead.
No,
and I'm not yelling at you. I'm just...
Kelly is a black woman, right?
Yes.
Oh, boy.
Maziel is a...
Korean.
Oh, Dan, come on. You're being such a buzzkill. Yeah.
So basically his crew is cutting him off because he's gonna say something bad, or he did say something bad and they caught it before it actually made it to the live.
I didn't know Korean. I asked if Koreans are POs. God.
You know, Dan's in the bathroom. Let's just not do this right now.
I asked if Korean people are POCs.
The one time the button didn't work,
I don't know what that
listen
means.
To how he spoke to AB without thinking that the internet was going to hear it. It was rude, it was nasty, and it didn't have this caveat of like, I'm not mad at you. It was anger, and it was uncalled for.
Use they get access to.
Oh. Honestly, it's more the principle of the fact that they tried to stop him. Who's asking if Korea? Yeah. I don't even know the answer to that. Here's the thing. I think the bad thing about that is that they're trying to censor him and he has to say it. Like if I was gonna say something, let's say I said something, and y'all fucking caught the words out of my mouth and like pull them back in, and we're like, nope, Zach, don't say that on stream. And I didn't understand why. I just shut the fuck up. And I ask off stream, be like, why is that a bad thing to say? And maybe they could explain it to me, because maybe I don't know.
You're doing it.
What are you
Making it
doing?
so awkward and
And he kept going, yeah, exactly.
Just like this is what I'm talking about when it's always like.
We need to get home.
Oh, so he thought he was muted here.
cover most of
We're
it.
doing it.
What are
Making
you
it
doing?
so awkward and terrible.
I'm sorry, I'm not.
Just like this is what I'm talking about when it's always like.
We need to get home for our kids.
It's like, bro.
Oh no, I didn't want to finish it right now. I just I'm about finishing Wednesday.
Friday, maybe. Is it?
You guys, like.
All right, I'm taking my hand off the.
Ay, ay, ay.
What? That's weird. We gotta get home to our kids. They're censoring us from saying crazy shit.
Okay, well,
that's their fucking job. They wouldn't be there if Ethan wasn't saying stupid shit. See, I don't feel like asking if Koreans are people of color is bad. It was a genuine. Me neither. It's the fact that just stop. Just don't say the thing that the crew doesn't want you to say. Ask about it later. If it's not valid, then be like, hey, I would not get slewed for this. Now that I'm not in the moment, I could still agree that I would not get slewed for this. Don't censor me if I say something like that again. Instead, he unmuted 3 times to say it. I don't care if he asked what fucking Hassan's favorite like ice cream is. The crew said it's bad. Shut the fuck up. Just don't say it. Zach, we should start a podcast and I should ignore all cues and to shut the fuck up. Sounds like a great idea. Yeah.
Button.
And he didn't want to take accountability for it. He immediately wanted to deflect and he wanted to say.
Anyways, wait. Sorry. I got distracted with chat. Or did I? Did I finish my thought? I forget.
Like.
All right.
Let's watch this again.
We need to get
awkward and terrible.
I don't know what he says here, but basically it cuts. The crew didn't cut properly, and you hear them, and they kind of not break the fourth wall, but like they kind of break character, and they're like, crew, what the fuck's wrong with you? So then the thing I don't like is that Hila's like, we gotta get home to our kids. Yeah, I did finish my thought because I screamed about it. Their job has become censor this fucking man baby Ethan. Your goddamn husband and father of your child, Hila. And your response is, dude, we gotta get home to our kid. You know how bad I would feel in that moment? And then later realize, damn, I actually wasn't in the wrong. That's fucked up for her to say manipulative.
They get access to cover most of
We're
it.
doing it.
What are
Making
you
it
doing?
so awkward and terrible.
I'm sorry, I'm not.
Just like this is what I'm talking about when it's always like.
We need to get home for our kids.
It's like, bro.
Oh no, I didn't want to finish it right now. I'm about finishing Wednesday.
Friday, maybe. Is it?
I don't know what they're talking about
Guys,
finishing
like-
here.
All right, I'm taking my hand off the.
Ay, ay, ay.
What? Okay, well.
Heard all that.
Thanks, button.
And he didn't want to take accountability for it. He immediately wanted to deflect and he wanted to say that the button fucked him.
First of all, I appreciate the hard work.
I know
you've
you
done,
do,
and
I
I
know.
loved it, and I really enjoy it. But it's like every time we do it, it's like the show is what it is, and
I know.
it makes it.
I was being selfish.
No, dude, that button f***ed me, dude. Can you imagine that button f***ing me over like that?
The button fucked you? AB fucked
I think he just shouldn't have behaved that way.
you? Who fucked you? You fucked yourself by being an asshole. He makes it seem like he's not a tyrant of a boss.
We're doing it.
What are
Making
you
it
doing?
so awkward and terrible. I appreciate the hard work.
I know
you've
you do,
done, and
I
I
know.
loved it. and
Yeah,
I really
literally.
enjoy it.
Dan, his producer, is constantly clarifying things on the air and making it clear that what Ethan said was a joke.
Shout out Dan.
Ethan is being
Dan's
overly
great.
defensive, or he's saying things that are like not true and he's exaggerating.
People saw that. They thought that that was what you searched to
I did
pull
not
up that photo. So I'm just clarifying.
Thank you for clarifying. I appreciate you doing that. God forbid. Why?
Because
it's not
Dan's
that
fighting
big
for
of
his
a
life
deal,
to his job,
man.
literally.
Just
Like,
your
how da-
inability to.
No, hold on, Dan. How does it change anything? People knowing that we did it.
It's fun when it's a surprise.
Okay, well, tell
Wait,
me
what?
that.
That's how it changed
Surprise
things.
them on your show.
Okay. All right.
Oh,
you know, I
damn.
understand that that's his role, and he's,
Damn.
you know, Ethan's made that his job, or Dan's made it.
He's producing comedy. Like, I don't know. I don't get the joke, but he thought he was producing comedy. Let him produce. It's his fucking job title.
His job. Ethan leans on it so heavily, in the same way that he leans on the button. Ethan is leaning on all of these people to be adults and look after his behavior.
Literally.
And give all of this emotional and empathetic energy for Ethan, but Ethan refuses to give it back to them. Also, let's talk about AB and Lena, 2 Lebanese employees, and you just continue to talk about
What? 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 You turn your comedy show into a fucking PR offensive dumpster fire nightmare of a war propaganda discussion podcast while you are two Israeli people and you have Lebanese employees. That is wow. That's weird. If the Lebanese employees signed up when it was a war show, fair. But it only became a war show recently. I'm just assuming here, that they were probably joining the show before it turned into a war podcast. That's awkward, bro. That's awkward. And it's not about which side is which. Same goes either way. If Chunks and Philly's podcast, which was originally about how I don't quote me on this, how Palestine is in a bad spot because Israel is fucked up, and they had Israeli employees, and it didn't start that way. They didn't know what they were signing themselves up for. It'd be weird. Again, I'm not picking sides. It's just a weird action, no matter if you're Israeli or if you're Palestinian, to turn your show into a controversial topic where people hailing from the controversial, like, opposing country is working for you, and they didn't know that they were getting themselves in. I don't know. That's weird, man. I guess they still work there, so it's at the end of the day, like, not entirely Ethan and Hila's fault, but like, nah, man, that's weird.
Like, they don't exist. It would be nicer, a lot nicer, for you to shut the fuck up about it. You're allowed to do that.
Hezbollah in Syria alone killed double that much.
Unless there's a clear, unarguable statistic, that's a crazy thing to say.
All right, I'm gonna move on.
I don't know. Again, I'm on research.
Talking about Bad Empanada.
Ethan doesn't want to change, and he wants to bring the entire crew down with him. Because he's putting them in this position every day, right? But it's more important.
Dan needs a raise for spirit. No, literally.
Off his chest. It's more important.
I like Dan. He's always been like. I don't like the idea that the interns butt into the show. Because remember, I used to watch H3. I don't like that the interns butt in so often, and I hated the soundboard. They used to have a soundboard. The guy's name who ran it was Zach. Seemed like a lovely guy. He used the soundboard way too much. I know Zach, Ian, and Dan. Ian and Zach, I don't know if they still work there. Dan clearly does. Whenever Ethan would say something crazy, not crazy like this, just crazy like a dumb take about, like, he's like, oh, Logic, they made Spider-Man Miles Morales because of your song. And Dan's like, no, that's not true. Miles Morales was a thing since 2011. And he's like, yeah, but no, like they wouldn't have made this movie without Logic. And Logic's like, it's cool. I'm very flattered that they made this movie, like, for whatever reason. And Ethan's like, yeah, no, like, I'm just gonna say that, like, it's because of you. Which, like, that party's kind of kidding, clearly, but point is, Dan, like, kind of reels him back when he's saying dumb shit.
We're all familiar with Goblin Mode. Well, Ethan debuted a new mode recently.
And by the way, my ratio is pretty good. Like, I'm looking at like 20 Goblin modes to 1 too far. Demon mode, let's call it.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
What makes Demon Mode different than Goblin Mode is goblins aren't really like an intimidating, powerful force. If the goblin is persistent, it can get what it wants.
Sure. When I'm done with the other one, the big one that's dropping probably next week, my full attention is going to you, George. Like the Eye of Sauron.
Whoa.
I see you. I see you out there, you fucking cockroach.
Ethan,
the problem, not war related stuff, just like, even like what Ethan's talking about, I don't know a lot of the context of who he's calling out. Because there's shocking clips of him saying some fucked up shit. But if the fucked up shit's being slung towards horrible people, like, it's not like so fucked up that it's an unforgivable thing to say to anyone. You know?
You, when you were being sued by Matt Haas or when you were being sued by Ryan Kavanaugh, is because People saw you as the underdog. They saw you as the guy who's defending the common man.
I'm suing, and I cannot wait for you guys to read it. At the moment, we are writing 3 complaints for 3 people.
His lawsuit, although legally he started it, it was out of self-defense, like the original one. It was out of self-defense to defend the fact that his videos were getting taken down for unlawful DMCA reasons. Now he's and that lawsuit was hell. It was like sure, he did initiate it technically, but it was out of self-defense. Now he's like, and he hated the lawsuit. The lawsuit was hell for him, and everyone felt so bad for him. Now he's cheering that he's suing people. Fuck, bro, that's crazy.
You are doing the classic rich asshole thing.
Yeah.
You have a deficit of friends. You have a surplus of enemies. You feel really bad. You feel hurt. But you also have a surplus of money. So what can you do? You can use that money to bully and intimidate people. These public legal threats that you're making to fellow creators, these legal threats that you're making to people on Reddit, on Twitter, you're like, I'm hurt. These people are hurting me. What do I do to stop it? There's nothing I can do to stop it. I'm powerless. No, you have a ton of power. You have a ton of options. You
Yeah.
have a ton of choice. That's exactly what you get for being filthy rich.
Dude, he's a like Ethan, old H3, contender for Mount Rushmore. YouTube Mount Rushmore, obviously. Like, he has so much power outside of lawsuiting people, which you just win by having a better lawyer. Like, I'm sorry. And you can afford it, and these small streamers can't.
Is you can do all of these things.
I've never want to sue someone for defamation, but like at what point do you kind of fucking have to? I mean, this is like basically someone calling you a pedophile. Be like, yeah, no, Ethan's a pedophile.
Dan Clancy or whatever, like the CEO of Twitch, and gave
Pedophile.
I was just gonna say.
Dan KKK Clancy has a similar view of Hitler. Because Dan Clancy, the Nazi, fucking anti-Semite. There are certain things you can accuse people of that rise above to make it like actionable, which is like wrongfully accusing someone of being a pedophile, a sex criminal, a murderer, shit like that. Dan Clancy
Online.
now, in other words, he is a pedophile.
You have so much less to go off of saying that
Oh
than
no,
anybody
I'm
has
just saying
about
based
Dream.
on his looks. Just on his based on his
Well, at least
That's not nice, Chad. That's I feel like on the grand scale of like the laws of the internet, I feel like it's like don't dox people. There's also don't falsely accuse people of being fucking sex criminals. That's crazy.
You're self-aware.
That's 100% a joke. I have no evidence to conclude that he is.
One of the more notable legal
I'm glad he said it's a joke, but like I don't know,
threats
man.
that Ethan has sent out recently is against Noah Samson.
It's not nothing, but it's
I have
not
nothing
everything.
but vibes to gain, and potentially your money as well. Don't worry if you don't have it all now. I'll garnish your wages. You're gonna be living with your parents for a lot longer, buddy.
Oh.
26, you know what I mean? Try 46.
That's not nice.
Noah made a video that was critical of Ethan and other content creators when they're talking about Israel and Palestine. I mean, the way he's talking about Noah on his podcast is so fucking creepy and weird.
Yeah.
Is this a new thing?
This is a new thing. This happened during the show. Upon initial examination, it seems to check out, and it's not great for young Noah.
Can I say that? Don't say it yet.
I'll say it.
So he's a rape. So of course his standard. I don't know what he's accused of, so I'm not actually going to say. But
Ethan brought on a former partner of Noah to basically just shit talk him and say that
This is edited in a way where without context, I'm not getting a lot of this.
he's a bad partner. But that's all that Ethan was able to extract out of it.
you are not accusing him of committing any crimes or doing R-word or anything like that. The accusation is that he's a sleaze.
Absolutely. Noah
Yeah.
Samson, as far as I know, is not a rapist.
Fuck you to Noah Samson, who's not just a liar and a scumbag, but also a creep, allegedly.
Allegedly.
Now let's talk about the left-leaning Democrat.
He presents
Oh, God.
himself as someone like me, a
God.
left-leaning Democrat who supports basic things.
The thing that made me start to question Ethan's intentions is that when he was suggested to talk to Sam Cedar, a fellow progressive, a guy that Ethan...
Oh, chat, what's a Democrat? Is that a conservative? So, like, middle, moderate, right? What's a Democrat? Biden, Harris, liberal. Is a Democrat? Okay. Left-leaning Democrat? So far left. I assume he means middle leaning, moderately left. Because Democrat leaning left, you're gone.
respects and looks up to.
He works with Sam Cedar at the Majority Report. I respect him and what they do there.
He kept saying that it was racist or anti-Semitic to
Democrat is left
suggest
spectrum.
that
Okay,
he
so
talked
I assume he
to
means middle
someone
leaning left.
who's within the same ethnic group as him.
That's why I said yesterday, like, I urge Ethan to talk to Sam Cedar. There are very thoughtful, very kind anti-Zionist Jews out there that he could talk to. I don't think that I will be able to reach him.
What's the insinuation that I only listen to other
Whoa,
Jewish people?
whoa.
I don't think that I will be able to anti-Zionist Cedar. There are very, like, I urge Ethan to talk to Sam Cedar. There are very thoughtful, very kind anti-Zionist Jews out there that he could talk to. I don't think that I will be able
What's
to.
anti-Zionist? Sorry, my political lingo is fucking up all of a sudden.
To reach him.
What's the insinuation that I only listen to other Jewish people? You need to talk to my pre-approved list of Jews that like agree with me on everything. You know, it doesn't matter if they're Jewish, dude. It doesn't matter if they're fucking Jewish.
I think most Jews.
I don't think Jews
this
at
is
large
crazy.
view it. I don't think that is the.
What in what position are you to even say that?
It's not
Speak for my
motivated by
entire ethnic
myself. It's
group.
motivated
That's
by
crazy to me.
Jews against anti-Zionist
No,
Jews.
seriously, how can you speak for my entire ethnic group? I find that really interesting.
Ethan, I don't know.
Hatred of Jews? Why is he telling Ethan? Nah. Anti-Semitic is hatred against Jews? I know that. What is anti-Zionist? No, you're right. Oh, wait. The movement that supports the establishment and support of Jewish state in the region of Palestine. Google search read it wrong. Okay. Wait, so why is Hassan telling him to talk to that type of
What to
person?
fucking tell you. This is like step one of having a leftist
Probably not
ideology
important.
is recognizing our race, religion, nationality, all this shit,
Yeah.
all shape our experiences as people.
That's the reason why it'd be better served to have this conversation not with myself, but with an anti-Zionist Jewish person.
Why does it matter if they're Jewish?
Because I'm not Jewish, and you've said in this
But what? But isn't that the opposite of whatever? The main point of this, I think, is Hassan. Which this is valid. Hassan because there's a lot of biased speak out there. So someone who should have the opposite bias giving the other thing, that's a fair thing. If like, let's say this has nothing to do with politics. Chat is about gaming. I'm going to use a gaming analogy. Let's say I love Super Smash Bros. No. Let's say I love NHL, like the hockey game for Xbox. And I'm telling Zagel, NHL's awesome. You got to play NHL with me. He's going to say, no, Zach, you only like that because you're Canadian. I'll say, you know what? Talk to my good friend Mendingi. Mendingi's American. He loves NHL. That's fair. I don't know. The reason I'm harping on this because I thought Hassan was saying something else, and I was gonna be like Hassan's wrong for this, but seemingly, if I'm understanding this right, Hassan is making a lot of sense here.
conversation that, like, how can you tell me how to feel about the situation?
Yeah, but how is one person representative of Jews at large? I'm just telling you how Jewish
Jews
people
at large? Don't say it like that.
around the world interpret that phrase.
Do not buy EA Sports games. Buy old ones for like $5 fucking. Do not buy a new one, please.
So yes, Ethan, on occasion you might be suggested to talk to someone who has some crossover with you. It doesn't have to be your ethnicity. It could possibly be someone who shares progressive ideology with you. It could possibly be
Buy what you
someone
want, fair
who
enough.
is of your same gender. I think Ethan understands this concept very well. He listened to these women on his show when they told him that he shouldn't be calling women bitches.
This bitch is intolerable. You are such a nasty fucking bitch, Ken.
I don't know if you can call her a bitch though.
She is a bitch. She's a
what do you-
fucking bitch.
okay,
You're right.
I'm
I call her a see you next Tuesday.
Listen,
I'm
you
like,
have
"Good."
I'm curious, what do Lena and Sam think?
See, I don't. You gotta make some content be right back. See, chat. I don't see I don't like he should just not say it because of what it feels like. At first I didn't think him saying bitch was sexist, but him adding I'll call her a see you next Tuesday, that's like, which spells the C word, chat. That makes me think it is. That makes me think he is calling her that to be sexist. Or maybe he's just saying like, I don't give a fuck, I'll call her anything, and that's probably another thing people. I don't know. Either way, just listen to the fucking people. They're telling you that things are hurtful. I don't know.
I wouldn't be okay with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that it's for the girlies, Ethan. But I
So
agree.
you guys all seem to
Yeah.
be in consensus that
We
it's in
are.
poor form. I think to respect the women here in the room, I'm gonna have to pass on saying that.
The infantilization.
Yeah.
Ethan Klein is fucking nauseating. He's not a child. He is absolutely capable of looking into Hassan.
He is a child.
Learning about his politics, interviewing, doing loads of things to figure out where he stands.
He presents himself as someone like me, a left-leaning Democrat.
He looks a little scary, but he looks healthier than when he was fat. I know he's skinny to a shocking degree. He looks like he's aged 1,000 years. I'm happy he lost weight. That's all I'm going to say.
Who supports basic things. And for the first time, I noticed an inordinate amount of radical, hardcore leftists. I mean, I thought we were social democrats, not whatever this was. This comment from Hassan really started to sound some alarms in my head. I was already getting uncomfortable with our partnership. I started to wonder if I had any idea who this guy actually is.
You made how many episodes with Hassan? Like, this guy made a fucking program with the biggest mega leftist on the platform.
Was it that
now
long?
He's acting like he was tricked and he was incapable of figuring out what this guy's beliefs
I thought it was a couple
Bro,
episodes.
I didn't make the fucking leftist program. You did. You made fucking, what, 60 some odd episodes of this shit for hours talking to this guy?
Fair enough.
You didn't have a problem with any of it until, Ethan talks about being aware of Hassan's 9/11 comments and then sort of leaves it at that. Like it was just a joke. Actually, I think Ethan describes them as edgy moments or jokes.
You might remember him from such classics as...
America deserved 9/11, dude. Fuck it. I'm saying it.
Now, to be clear, I knew about all these edgy and controversial jokes at the time we made the show together, because who am I to judge?
No, Ethan, those aren't jokes, right? When someone makes a controversial statement like that, that's not them trying to be funny. I can understand why you would conflate the two. That is someone who is extremely...
I think Hassan was kidding, though. Whether it's in good taste or not, we can... I think it's clear he doesn't actually think America deserves... I hope he doesn't think that.
Frustrated and passionate about a particular topic. In this case, American imperialism and terrorism. You could have looked into that. You could have talked to Hassan a little bit more and found out what his international politics opinions
Does he actually?
are.
He doesn't actually
but
think
you wouldn't
that, does
even
he?
need to do that. You can look at it online. You're not a victim. You weren't tricked. You made 60 some odd episodes. If you didn't want to go down this route, you shouldn't have done it. But that was your fucking choice. You did it.
Yeah.
You are an adult. When Ethan and Hila are watching Matt Lieb saying that one state doesn't represent all Jews, they cannot wrap their heads around the idea.
No single person represents all Jews.
I'm just telling you how Jewish people around the world
Jewish
interpret
spokesman.
that phrase.
No single person represents all Jews, as no single state represents all Jews.
This is another weird thing.
Oh my
Israel
God.
Israel... This is a lie that I see Hassan and people pander.
But it's a good point. They agree, just not on...
They say that Israel's going to war on behalf of Judaism. They have never... I don't believe that that's ever been stated. And I don't think Israel ever explains that it's like... I think Israel says it's a place where Jews can go.
Israel's just a place Jews can go.
What? What? What are we saying?
With that slogan, we might actually have peace. You know, if that's all you're defining Israel as, is a place Jews can go. Like, sure. It sounds like America to me. Like, all right.
I don't think that Israel said they represent all Jews. I don't think that's a...
This is a... my brain.
Stance were like, hey, we, you know...
The guy was saying something nice. Well, I guess if you believe in Israel's cause, then I guess like if you're Ethan, then maybe not. But that guy's saying like that guy's against war, and if Ethan doesn't like that, Ethan can fuck off.
Displacing Palestinians is all Jewish people.
Ethan is being so disingenuous here to suggest that he doesn't understand what Matt Lieb is saying. Like, he's making a semantic argument. Like, I don't think Israel has said that it represents every last Jew on the planet. I don't think Israel has claimed that.
Literally.
They're not going to say that their most genocidal behavior represents anything to do with them. Okay? But what they are going to do is they're going to inexplicably link Israel and Jewishness together. So when they're being criticized, all of a sudden they have the perfect defense. Oh, another thing I need to mention. There was a tier list. It was called the Who Can Say Habibi tier list. It was presented at TwitchCon as like a panel that was...
Is that word a not good word to say? I thought that was... I thought that just meant my love.
Hearted and fun. And Ethan Klein saw that, and he decided that it was anti-Semitic.
I mean, he just said it,
we're going to
so.
need your help to discuss and figure out who can say Habibi and who can't. And also, like, we have tiers. We have Arab.
Can everyone? Anyone can say it?
To say Habibi,
I still don't want to say it now.
Can you say it? Is it slurs? And then Love Sabra, which is they're not Arab coded at all.
Now, when I first saw this,
Okay. Like the way that okay, I understand. The way I'm trying to think of an example. Not like who's like gonna get canceled for saying it, but like who can say it and it seems natural. Got you. Thinks it's a slur. Hilarious. You got me thinking it was a slur for a minute.
Immediately knew what it was.
Got you.
I was like, oh, it's a play on the who has the N-word pass and who doesn't tier list. Granted,
but it's friendlier.
It's very different than the N-word. But it is a cultural word.
It's funny hearing items say the N-word instead of just saying the N-word. It's nice. It's character growth. If y'all don't like it, fuck you.
Arabic-speaking people and Muslim people. Like
if y'all don't like the fact that items doesn't actually say the N-word, not if y'all don't like... You know what I mean, chat.
That is a word that's used. Habibi. It means my love. Oh, no, don't do that, Habibi. Oh, yes, Habibi. You're my Habibi.
I'm glad it's not a slur, because I've called Aryan that a time or two.
Habibi, I'm your Habibi. So, yes, it's meant to be a fun
Not because
way
Aryan's brown, because
can express
everything I say
Arab
sounds
culture
bad.
And be proud of it and have...
Because we had a conversation
because it's
about
not
it.
like they have massive representation on the platform.
Making a tier list based on race. And nobody has a fucking problem with that. Okay, you have a tier list based on race. Where's the Jewish panel? Where's the
I think it's harmless. I know it's fairly safe for me to say, but I do just actually
Jewish
think that.
panel, where at the top it says Jewish. It's a tier list based on Arab to Jew.
What if it was like who could pull off a yarmulke, you know? That even then I feel like that'd be probably worse than the Habibi thing.
The Arab, which is good. That's the best thing you can be on this. That's the best. This is racist.
I will say that conveying information through a tier list is not the most effective thing, but Ethan should...
Nah, chat. If I thought this was weird, I'd say it. Who can say bonjour? Yeah. If I thought this was weird, I would say it. Like I have to jump through mental gymnastics to find a reason that this is bad, and I could through mental gymnastics, but I see this. It's just funny. Who Italian tier list? Who looks like they control their spaghetti? You know? There's probably certain people I would put on the control spaghetti. Doesn't mean I fucking hate those people. Doesn't mean I'm making fun of those people. Same with the bottom. If they don't look like they can't control their spaghetti, you know?
Understand this principle. He did a white slurs tier list with Hassan.
Cracker.
I mean, you know what my take is. On that.
We can't put this as an F. Cracker.
I get banned for that, chat.
I mean, that's got to be at least a D, right?
Pale face motherfucker.
Pale face. I mean, again, I think that's an F. Hog.
So hog is my favorite. I use it all the time.
Him and Hassan feel...
Why am I fine with the... Can I even say it on... why am I fine with the crackers and cheese minus the cheese part, but the other ones are weird? Not that that's the point.
They're white guys, so they felt very comfortable talking about white slurs on their tier list.
I think I'm more white.
He's missing Ethan's point, but Ethan has a stupid point
Like, I'm
anyways.
super white.
Can you understand why Arabs might feel comfortable talking about Arab shit on their tier list, Ethan? You're the white guy. You think you're
He's missing Ethan's point, but Ethan's point is a little stupid, so I don't really
more
mind.
white than Hassan's.
I think I'm more white than you.
So yeah, the white guy can
They
say
fail
all
at
the
cooking
things that he
frozen
wants,
pizza,
like
damn.
cracker, but the Arabs can't have their tier list.
I would put him also in Arab. I know Turkish
think he's
people
done
are
enough.
different.
Notice how they dropped the premise almost immediately that it's about who can say Habibi. And then it's like Hassan, okay, actually he's Arab.
The tier's called Arab.
Habibi is an Arabic word.
The tier's called Arab.
That is an Arabic word, Ethan.
Funny about this whole thing is that they say Habibi in Israel. Again, people underestimate just how like mixed Israeli culture is. Like
We say Habibi in Israel. Yes, Ethan. Another piece of evidence as to why it isn't anti-Semitic.
This is racist.
If you're not
What is this guy talking about?
Arab or understand Arab culture at all, which is a lot of Americans, and Ethan Klein presents you this tier list and calls it anti-Semitic, you're just gonna eat it up. It's not. Ethan is just proving his location on this tier list under Love Sabra because he doesn't understand Arab
What's
culture.
Sabra?
There's a lot of Arabs who eat Sabra. There's a lot of people like me who eat Sabra. A lot of the times it's all the
Is that what the what's her name? I forget her name. Is that what the chick said earlier? It's like the little hummus containers with the crackers on top.
in the store, and I'm gonna buy it and I'm gonna eat it, but it is not the good shit. Like the average Arab American, they're gonna go in the store and the only option
Yes,
they
it is.
have
That's
fucking
really
Sabra.
funny.
And that sucks that's the only option, right? Arab communities.
See, and as long as we're not like cringe about it, we can make fun of. We can even make fun of Sabra. You know. And we're like, oh, dude, fucking serialized. You fuck, even call it white if you want. Hummus. Oh, dude, you would eat Sabra. That's fine. That's funny.
Distribution facilities.
And again, in chat, if I didn't think that was funny, I'd say
not
something.
widespread across the U.S. So
I'm not
what
just
are
trying to
they
play
left
safe
with?
because I'm on stream.
They're left with a common, relatable, shitty hummus.
It's funny.
Which is Sabra. And what's so fucking pathetic about this whole thing is after he was able to get these Arab creators banned off of Twitch for 30 days, he goes on to talk about how bad Sabra hummus is on his show.
I don't think anybody wants to prefer Sabra over homemade like restaurant quality hummus. You know, it's what's there.
Like weirdly
there's-
fluffy.
It is
Sabra.
fluffy.
Weird.
Yeah.
I would buy it sometimes and eat it. It's not the best.
The problem is with Sabra, in my opinion, it's only good for the first 2 days.
For some reason, like when you eat this Sabra shit, it just feels so much heavier. Imagine eating a whole fucking vat of Sabra.
I used to sell Sabra where I used to work.
I've never liked hummus.
And I never really thought about the name. Or like the fact that it's kind of a meme.
Yeah.
This is racist.
Yeah, it's almost like you can have a discussion about Sabra hummus being a bad hummus without it being at all related to a Jewish thing or
I think
an
he's also
Israeli
missing his
thing.
point again.
He can have that discussion as much as he wants on his podcast.
I don't think he's mad about
we all
the.
know his
I don't think he's mad about the Sabra hummus part. I think he's mad that the part that's like Sabra, which is identifying with like not fully Arabic people, that it's at the bottom of the tier list. But it's kind of a silly complaint. So again, I'm not too mad that iDubbbz hasn't really. I see H3's point. It's just yes. iDubbbz completely missed what Ethan's trying to say. But I think what Ethan's trying to say isn't that big of a deal, anyways. Again, I'm very much chat for equal treatment. I'm not like, well, we can make fun of this race, but not this race. It's either all okay or it's not. None of it's okay. I don't know. Maybe if it was like who would eat a burger and at the bottom it was like hummus, you eat hummus, and they had the ethnic people at the bottom. That might be a little weird, but like that's not really like a culture thing. Whereas like enjoying a good hummus, that's like culture. That's why me and Mel were given examples of like French and Italian. Like I feel like that one's a bit more fair. In sociology, there's something called colorblindness. Interesting, which is basically ignoring ethnicity. Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. I feel like I could comfortably I don't know. Maybe I would get in shit if I made like a list of like who can twirl their spaghetti and I put like Aryan at the bottom. Maybe that would be bad. I don't know. Now, bad example because I feel like Aryan could twirl some spaghetti, but like, you know, if I put like someone of not white ethnicity at the bottom. But it's proven to cause more sustainable. Yeah, well, you know, there's a difference between when they ranked, like, you know, the white slur that they said earlier. There's a difference between someone saying that, like a white person saying shit. I guess a black person saying that slur and a white person saying the N-word. There is a difference. We do kind of have to acknowledge that. But it is still a helpful tool to look at this and be like, would I as an Italian person or would I as a white person be hurt if the tables are turned? Now, again, you got to be careful with the white one because white people largely not oppressed. So you got to, you know, put yourself more into your shoes, but also if you were dealing with oppression day to day kind of thing, you know, I don't know.
Intentions aren't anti-Semitic.
It's weird that I'm comfortable talking about this on stream. I feel like I should be nervous. What if I say a bad word? What if I'm just gonna keep
What he did.
playing
He
the
is
video.
hard.
The Zionism is leading to not accepting other cultures, embracing their own culture, and instead thinking that that is an attack on you. There's this incident. On
That's a great way to put it. That's what IDubbbz should have led with. Right? That's what he should have led with. That it is not an attack on Ethan. Again, I can almost sympathize with the fact that maybe Ethan saw it that way, but it's like I just see it as a big fucking stretch. Sorry, I paused on Cutie again.
Where they were reacting to Cutie Cinderella.
Miserable.
And Ethan was laughing during it. So that ended up being a pretty important wake-up call for Ethan. He made an apology video directed at Cutie.
Not to sound parasocial, I felt like I watched a loved one go through that. Like, I'm not even kidding, chat. It was so sad.
And it was graded by a professional psychologist, Dr. Kirk Honda of Psychology in Seattle. And Ethan
I feel like I
got
may have
an
heard about
A+
this.
rating.
In terms of a public
what?
apology, this is A+.
On what?
In terms of a public apology, this is A+.
Ethan won't stop talking about his A+ rating.
You know, he rated my apology to Cutie Cinderella a perfect score, a perfect 10.
A perfect 10 out of 10?
Literally 10 out of 10. Go back. I can teach you how to make a good apology.
It is impressive. And maybe I could see myself getting carried away with the, oh, dude, I'm a 10 out of 10 apologist. I can see myself maybe getting carried away with that. But like, I could also see myself being like, this makes me seem unsympathetic.
Right. 10 out of 10.
I know what a perfect apology is, lady. You
Don't brag.
fucking
Yeah,
don't.
exactly.
Is my perfect apology in this PowerPoint?
Nah,
Dude,
it's
I
too
got a
much now.
perfect 10
I
out
would
of
not do
10.
this. For sure.
Actually, best apology. So
he's inclined.
It defeats the whole yeah.
I was trying really hard to think about an impactful moment during this video. Like, could I do something that would really wake Ethan up? And I don't know if this came from a good place or not, but I came up with the
Maybe I
idea
wouldn't do that
of
joke at all,
getting Ethan's
let alone get
grade
carried with it. I don't know.
From an A to a B at least. So I went to visit Psychology in
Wait.
Seattle. I'm not confident that Kirk will change his grade, but it's worth trying. And, you know, we might learn a thing or two.
Xander! Probably get pretty low marks. Unlike me, perfect score, 10. I said, hey,
Nah,
no wig drama. Why are you such a spineless coward of a person now that you've inserted yourself and your girlfriend into this conversation?
Okay, IDubbbz, I hear you. You're in the room with me right now. I hear you. I hear your request. I understand it. I can understand where it's coming from.
See, this is what I want from the content cop. Pettiness that's justified. This is pettiness and it's justified.
And I guess have a policy that when there is a grade for an apology, I am just grading that discrete apology as I see it without taking any consideration of prior or future behavior. If you're wanting me to comment on the overall behavior or the recent behavior. From the clips that you have shown me, I believe that Ethan is a good person, that eventually he will feel sorrow and will feel sorry and will apologize, and I will be there to evaluate that apology when it happens, which I know it will.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Unfortunately, Kirk did not change his grade, but that's okay.
Fair enough.
Because this is the internet. Anyone can have their own official
That's
apology
funny.
rating
That's funny that he included it still. I was ready for him to be like, nah. You're right, iDubbbz. Ethan Klein's a bastard.
So I'm going to rate Ethan's apology a B-. That's just based on my own feelings and my own rubric. When Psychology in Seattle was watching these video clips of Ethan, he said that it looks like Ethan could just use a hug. Now, of course, it kind of pisses me off to
He
hear
has a
that
wife.
shit, because I'm like, what are we doing? What are we saying? He needs a hug? No, he doesn't need a hug. He needs a good fucking ass whooping is what he needs. I think something that's very important to me in bringing back Content Cop is to be fair. I think that was something that was not illustrated in previous Content Cops.
What, the Fine Bros one? He was so fair with I mean, fairness wasn't warranted with the past ones. Mainly, chat, when I'm saying the past Content Cops, I'm saying maybe he's talking about the Tana Mojo one. Because he was like, how dare she say slurs, but then he said slurs, but he's like, the reason I can say slurs is because I think it's all okay, whereas she thinks only some of it's okay. She should think it's either all okay or none of it's okay. Maybe that one. But like the Leafy one, I don't remember the Leafy one too much, but as far as I remember, that's fair. The Keemstar one was fair, and the biggest, fairest one was Rice Gum. When I say fair, I mean like he was as fair as he had to be, which is not much at all, I'm gonna be honest.
That I think should have been, and probably wouldn't have left me with so much regret. Ethan deserves all of the criticism that he's getting. I think it's very valid. But I also think, at the end of the day, we should acknowledge that he's human, because he is human.
And he is in a weird
he is in a
situation
that's making him extremely scared, paranoid, defensive, sensitive.
But
and
I don't know.
other, features and feelings. In the spirit of Kirk saying that it looks like Ethan could just use a hug.
He's throwing himself into the situation harder, though. I don't know. Maybe with your big platform, you want to defend the country that you think is not in the wrong. And people aren't going to like that because they think the country is in the wrong. Again, I say think just as opinions or research or whatever. I genuinely have no idea or biases or whatever. I'm just saying, like, Ethan sees it one way. His fans or his critiquers see it another way. So maybe he would lean into it. I don't know.
I have challenged some of his most powerful haters to put down the haterade and just say something nice and charitable about him, because I think he deserves it.
I just wanted to say that I respect that you are genuinely yourself on the internet. I think a lot of other people respect you for it as well. I think that's a big reason why people were drawn to your content in the first place. I think that's a lot of the reason why your employees chose to work with you over anyone else.
I think he's too... Ethan, I think it's... I'm not saying I think he's too much himself in the sense of he's a bad person, so he should stop being himself. I think he's too much himself, like... He uses it as an excuse to be a bad person. I don't know. Anyways,
respectable that you even began this journey to leave behind the anti-SJW crowd and step into a more empathetic worldview. I know it's not easy.
Ethan Klein, I think that when you are being goofy, when you're being silly, when you are being lighthearted, and just having fun with your friends, I think that is when you're
That's
at your best.
nice.
So I'd love to see more of that. That'd be sick.
I will be reading my letter off because I don't want to sound robotic. H3 used to be the sports brigade that I used to watch. I hope that one day gets back to what I remember. You were one of the inspirations for me to start creating content, so all this has stunk. I hope you really hear this, and I wish you the best.
I think Ethan Klein rocks a buzz cut pretty good, and I think he's got a good choice of facial hair. I think it's really cool what he did 8 years ago, fighting that frivolous lawsuit. That was pretty fucked up.
Yeah, dude, honestly, that lawsuit helped change the internet. We gotta give him a little bit of props for that.
Fighting it, you know, he changed YouTube for the better. And I thought that was cool because I thought it was like, he was fighting for free speech.
You know, I also see the dynamic of Ethan and Mila. Like, fuck, like, it's really hard to be a couple online and see people attacking your partner, and it's like, okay, like if you come to their defense, that doesn't always help them, right? Sometimes that makes it worse for them.
And I have been kind of slipping into a very unhealthy place where it's gotten worse and worse, and I get criticized more and more, and I get more defensive and more pulled up. A feeling of almost infallibility, that I could take anything on. It led me to make a lot of mistakes, and then when I was criticized for those mistakes, then I would act extremely defensive.
Damn.
And nasty, and not really processing them in a healthy way.
Is that? Whoa. I was not expecting that ending. I'm shocked that he was crying talking to the therapist guy.
Of Ethan and Neil, I'm like, fuck, like it's really hard to be a couple online and see people attacking your partner, and it's like, okay, like if you come to their defense, that doesn't always help them, right? Sometimes that makes it worse for them.
And I have been kind of slipping into a very unhealthy place where it's gotten worse and
That's heavy. It was his friend, and through the commentary, he did seem empathetic of Ethan. But yeah, like it. How do I say this without it sounding like I have a thought and opinion on the whole war thing? Because again, chat, very unresearched. Like from Ethan's point of view, not mine, from Ethan's point of view, everyone, from Ethan's point of view, war broke out. It's affecting his country. Everyone is essentially attacking Jewish people. And it is... This part is my thoughts. That is like hard to see. What's really happening over there, I don't know. That's the part I don't know. But what's happening over here, it is sad. I see a little, just a little bit of hate, and I'm sure Ethan sees a lot more because he actually lives it. A little bit of hate where it's not where it should be. And then he full swings because he's like, hey, I'm gonna tell it how I see it, and the way he sees it does not line up with maybe what the truth is, maybe how other people see it. The problem is how he conveys how he feels. The problem is this is a topic with so much misinformation, and it's such a serious topic because it's not just like is this president ruining the economy? It's like these countries have civilians dying, so it is a hard thing to be on the unpopular end of. Whether or not he's an idiot, whether or not which country is right, I don't know. I don't know. But it's the way he's conveying it, the way he's like weirdly bringing up iDubbbz. Honestly, I think this video might touch Ethan. I think there's gonna be some parts that he's pissed off at. I think this ending might touch Ethan, and maybe it makes a change for the better. I hope he does. Look. I'm gonna be honest, chat. As much as I love, iDubbbz, I want to be gay because you're fucked and I want to save her, like as much as I love when he like slew Rice Gum, as much as when I love when he fucking destroyed Keemstar, seemingly forever, but he came back. As much as I love that, I'm down for redemption. I genuinely think, except for like murderers and sex criminals and all that shit, I think there is room for redemption for everyone. Like, I show speed. The world is forgiven. Sorry, I'll catch up in a second, Mel. I show speed has been forgiven, right? Fucking Logan Paul was forgiven for a little bit, then he scammed the world. But like for a time, it was forgiven. Who else? Usually people are just pieces of shit forever and then leave. But the point is, people can change. People can change for the worse, and people can change for the better. Ethan, again, one of the YouTube Mount Rushmores. If it wasn't for the fact that my answer is, in case anyone's wondering, Ray William Johnson, Smosh, PewDiePie, Ryan Higa, like H3, I think would be like number 5. Old H3. It's what he's turned into, which is an unapologetic, censorless baby that I hate. I don't know if he'll be touched. I think iDubbbz reminding him of that clip, this one right here, where he's like, you know, like, you get defensive. I think that might touch him. I think it might be like, wow, like I really am doing what I was scared of in that clip. Now, and iDubbbz as well pointing out, I want to see the rest of that interview. I don't know if that's public anywhere, where he was crying and talking to the guy. Everyone said this was like bad because it was all politics talk. It kind of was politics talk, I guess. But this one was deep. It wasn't as like crazy as the iDubbbz one. It was like kind of emotional. Maybe I'm just harping too much on that end but I feel like the whole thing was a little bit I feel like the whole thing was a tiny bit like emotional like the whole way through. But just like the end of like him crying in that last like clip of Ethan was kind of crazy. And if you listen to what he said when he's crying to the therapist, it also applies to Ethan. I think he was talking about Ethan, but it just kind of applied to him, I think. Sometimes the better thing you can do is hold someone accountable instead of blindly defending them. Again, this whole war thing, there's I don't know how much of what percentage of which side has what misinformation, but I hear a lot of conflicting things. That's why I'm not doing my own research, chat, because I heard there's credible sources on both sides that are like very conflicting. That's why I just don't like, genuinely, I just don't want to find out. If I was running for president, then I'm making my fucking mission to find out. But because I can't do anything about it, I'm just like, I sorry. Which is not the best thing to do. Is like you should not bury your head in the sand. You should do your research. It's just honestly like my fear of being lied to by official sources is bad, because everyone that could be in chat right now thinking like, oh well, Zach, I've seen official sources. I know other people that'll say I've seen official sources arguing the other thing. It is just probably the most misreported thing in the entire world. Where was I going with this? Yeah, but no matter what, iDubbbz is not going to fold on how he feels. Ethan's not going to fold on how he feels. And Ethan's being a little bit wild about it. And iDubbbz is just being quiet. Ethan's being wild. He threw himself further into the politics talk. That's why iDubbbz has to now defend himself, because Ethan threw himself into the politics. He then complained that iDubbbz didn't defend him. So yeah, iDubbbz does have to respond, but I didn't expect him to actually care about Ethan, because you always like think certain YouTubers are like really close, and then you later find out they're not. There's like I don't really know this guy, but I guess him and Ethan like we're actually like decent friends, and it sucks that it kind of boiled down to this. I still think Ethan's opinions are garbage, and I don't like his content and never have. I'm just attaching myself from my opinion. Yeah. Well, that's again because there's so much misinformation, and the fact that Ethan just so badly believes how he feels and everyone else so badly believes how they feel. You kind of do just have to put yourself in their shoes, and it's hard to look at how Hassan feels or how Ethan feels or how any of these political YouTubers feel. And if you disagree with them, it's hard to not be like, oh, they just believe this. No, you have to try at least to put yourself in their shoes and be like, this is what they've been told. This is why they believe that. Once they get disgusting about it, like Frogan and Asmongold, Doesn't matter which country they're supporting. They have become disgusting about it. Ethan, I don't know. He said some wild shit. And wild shit's been said to him. And he's now throwing himself further into it, and it's just like, I get you want to defend your wife. You're making it worse, though. I don't know, because I think Ethan is slowly into an ego trip. Yes. Nah, I know Ethan probably better than I know most other YouTubers. I think he knows at the end of the day that he fucked up. I don't think he's going to change his mind on the whole Israel thing. Nor do I know if he should or shouldn't. I just don't think he will. But I think he will be like, wow, the way I called out iDubbbz was wrong. Hopefully he retire the mute button. Just, I get it. He's got mental things going on that makes him sporadically say things. But if you know you need a mute button, don't yell at your crew for stopping you from saying shit. So sorry. So yeah, you don't think he'll be touched? So I was gonna say, I think he will be touched because I think he's gonna be like, oh, like that was like Goblin Mode Ethan talking. Also, I shouldn't blame the Goblin Mode on everything. I feel like he will go back to being cringe again. I think it'll touch him in the moment, and I think he'll go back over a couple months. But hey, I like let's be optimistic. I hope he sees this and is like, I failed iDubbbz as a friend. I failed myself. I failed my crew. I failed my wife. Let me do better. Again, he'll probably still come out of this thinking what he thinks about Israel. But I hope he stops with the fucking political shit on his podcast. I get it's life. And even I've like been like, tariffs here and there. But like, I don't know. to weigh in on propaganda pushed things, you're asking for it, right? You're full on asking for it. I don't know. That being said, chat, damn, I was expecting like fireworks and like a crazy content cop. This was just more like heavy. I would have reacted to it if I knew it was like this on stream. Give me a second, chat. I'm just gonna crack my neck. But yeah, it was interesting. Not what I was expecting. What the fuck? My bed was not flat. There we go. Oh. Alrighty. Well, chat. I would love to keep streaming. But people are probably making some Reddit threads about me, how I'm a bad person. It's not even noon yet. I do have some stuff I gotta do. That brought me up to 97K points again. Hell yeah. I do got some shit to do, and some shit is saving all my Twitch VODs, and I might run out of time and not be able to do it at all. So we're gonna make sure we can do that. New TikTok tonight. Lads, please make sure you are liking my TikToks. Please watch them all the way through if you can. That'd be great. What else? Yeah, like them, share them, watch them all the way through. One tonight, made by Dio Chomp. I need to pay him for that because I haven't even worked out a price for that yet. Chat, $10 billion. How's that sound? I kind of want a game though. Chat, I got this new controller. I really want to use it. It's so fun. Look, listen how clicky. It's awesome. I love it. 8-bit do, 8-bit do, however you say it. Great fucking controller. Looks just like my last one, but a little nicer. Feels way nicer than the last one. And that was already one of my favorite controllers. Chat, there's like fucking Anyways, 8-bit do, please sponsor me. Is it blue or is it just the camera filter? A little bit of both. The sticks on this are periwinkle, and the last ones were gray. Like a grayish blue. Here, I'll show you side by side. They are both way bluer on camera. Boom. Oh, this is the newer one. Yeah, there's... This one looks more blue, actually. Interesting. Anyways, chat, Mario Kart Direct. I'm sorry that it was disappointing. I'm very sorry on that one. That was just really disappointing. I don't know. I was hoping for more. No PD Piranha, that's okay. Returning tracks were nice to get confirmation on that. I still don't know if the dinosaur one is officially returning. I don't know if DK Summon is returning. But chat, I ain't got anyone to raid these days. Nobody goes live anymore. There's a drill outside my fucking window. Yeah, chat, I'm just gonna end stream and start uploading on the VOD channel. Chat, there's a VOD channel. There's a VOD channel, chat. Yeah, all right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for coming out. Thank you all for not canceling me on Twitter. And chat, I will see you eventually.